As the leader of the Booner Pack, I lead from the front.
All right, boys. Lock in.
It's our core foundation, man. Grit.
I'm fired up. I'm fired the fuck up, boys.
It's pumping right now. It's got my juices pumping, boys.
Welcome to Crunch Time Sports with Jeff, Booner, and Lucas. It is Monday, June 16th. We are back, dude. After a nice weekend, we are back. Offseason for the Lions, Tigers. Interesting weekend for the Tigers. Interesting weekend for the Tigers. And then the Pistons news and stuff is coming out, so we'll get to that as well. But boys, how was your guys' weekend, man?
Good, yeah, good, great weekend. All right, there, music's off. The music just kills me over here. It's in my ears so loud, dude. Yeah,
I feel like, you know what we should do, like a line every day? Is Booner going to say it's too loud or too quiet? Every other day, I think it changes. So I don't know.
No, dude, today I'm telling you, there was, maybe I'm the only one, but I was just, I can't hear myself talk. It's kind of quite of a, I don't know. Maybe it was on my, I don't know. Hey, good day though. Pumped up for today. I'm excited to be back doing the show this week. The weekends feel, they're good, but I'm like, I want to talk some ball with the boys, so I'm pumped up.
Good reprieve. I was telling you guys, I went to see a movie Sunday night on Father's Day. I had a good Father's Day with Pops and my grandpa. And then I don't know what it is, dude. At least in Toledo, there's just this thing where people do not know how to be quiet during a movie. And it was like 11 o'clock at night. Me and Jazz went to see a scary movie. And there's these 3 dudes behind us. And it was like, okay, they're talking before the movie, whatever. It's annoying because they're being loud. And it's like, okay, as long as they don't do it during the movie. And then they're talking during the movie. And then the dude had the audacity to go on a phone call for one, mid-conversation, just being loud as hell during the convo, and then go on speakerphone. I don't know what it is with people. I don't know if it's a thing just up there. I had to be like, I wasn't getting an employee, but I bitched the dude out because it's like, dude, it's 11 o'clock at night. We're all just trying to fucking chill out. And it's like, I don't know what it is, but dude, people in Toledo, I don't know if it's everywhere else, but people in Toledo are insane as far as just respecting the movie theaters. It happens all the time. It was finally just like I had a breaking point.
This guy said respect in the movie theater.
Like, it's just like, it's just like
crazy.
Common courtesy, dude.
That's not even common courtesy. That's just being a douchebag. Like, that's not even like, why are you on speakerphone in a movie theater?
Every time I go to the damn movies, I hate it.
Toledo's an interesting place, man. You got some characters over there. You know, people on speakerphones in the movie theater. I don't think I've ever had that encounter with anyone.
I do. Before they were showing the trailers, I do want to see that Mark Kerr movie. That looks fucking great. The Rock plays him too. Toledo legend Mark Kerr.
I didn't know he was a Toledo legend.
No clue who any of that is.
He's like an original like UFC guy.
Or UFC. Okay. Yeah.
He's like with like Ronnie Coleman and shit, like the original UFC days.
Yeah, when people called
it
like
the trailer, I said
that's when people basically
tried to watch him.
Are you talking to me, Klotz?
Both you guys.
Did you send a trailer?
I did. It said 419 Legend with the Rocks playing them.
When did you send that?
In our group chat.
Saturday night, Sunday night. It's all right though. It's okay.
Last night?
No.
Saturday night. Saturday night, I had a few beverages.
Yeah.
I didn't see anything come through my phone on Saturday night, to be quite frank.
Hey, we've had times in our group chat where someone says something and we don't say nothing to that
person.
Oh,
no. Klotz can't say anything because I text our group chat all the time and I get 0 responses 80% of the time. So welcome to my life, Lukas Klotz.
There we go.
It happens. It happens to the best of them, man. You know? But yeah, I honestly haven't been to a movie theater in a while, if I'm being honest.
I've been trying to go for so long, man.
I haven't been to a movie theater in a while.
I want to go see a movie.
Let's go see the Mark Kerr movie.
I don't know who Mark Kerr is, Klotz.
Hey, you'll learn.
Yeah, I don't know if there's not really anything it's usually scary movies that get me to go, but lately, I don't know what movie did you see, Klotz?
Saw a scary movie. What was it called? Like,
there's no way you just said, what movie did you see? I saw a scary movie. Like the actual, like the movie, the scary movie?
No, I forget what
That's
it was
what I
called.
was thinking
Don't
of.
Let Her Out or Don't Let Her Go or something like that. It was
Oh.
fucked up, dude. I don't know if you do you guys know A24 movies?
No.
It's like a movie company. I don't know what you want to call it. Like they produce movies, but they just have like it's more like psychological, like brain fuck movies. But it wasn't even scary. It was just like a disturbing. It was a good movie, but it was just disturbing.
Yeah, do you guys I mean, I know nobody probably in our chat caught the US Open, but the ending of that was pretty crazy.
Unreal.
And it kind of makes me think too. I mean, the Rocket Mortgage Classic's coming up, and we're going to be out there every day. Even the Pro-Am that's on Wednesday, which I don't know. I have to look at the full list of who's going to be out there.
Jeff, real quick, is your eye okay? What's wrong with your eye? Did you get hit this weekend? Am I the only one that's noticing this on his eye?
No, you're asking me like you don't know what happened.
Yeah,
you were actually there. How do you explain? Explain.
That dude, you know, I don't know when you're hooping with the boys. Sometimes you try to do some things. I was like, I convinced Jeff to let me try and throw him some oops. He hit his head, his face on I don't know, those things, the plastic things on the basketball hoops that return the ball to you. Like
he said, he hit it on the rim, dude.
No, he did not hit it on the rim. It was the plastic things that underneath the basket.
Yeah, they give you if you're shooting a free throw.
Yeah, they just spit the ball back to you.
I was coming down.
And he smacked it. I was throwing him oops. I just kept pumping them up. Said, bro, you got this. You're gonna dunk this thing. To be fair, was he close? Yeah, I'll give him some credit. He was almost there. It was a 9-foot rim.
This guy just doesn't even give me man.
And he just comes down one of the times, just face just on the thing. It was tough. And I had an all-time comeback in the whole game of horse too, like all-time comeback. I was down.
What was the score?
Oh, I was down like HORS to nothing, and come back and beat Jeff. And he was hitting shots. I was
Boone doesn't really give credit to his friends. I'll speak for it. I beat him in pig, and then he extended it, and we won. He won.
I said, dude, let's play horse, and you said, let's play pig.
He's very me type of guy. I mean, he talks about his win. He talked about how, Jeff, he's a 9-foot rim. I mean, I don't think I got one compliment in the entire sentence.
I did say you almost got it. I said you almost got it.
It was a backhanded compliment, but
well, I mean, you didn't get the oop. What do you want me to do? Give you a compliment? You didn't dunk the oop. You hit your face, and then I beat you in horse. Where am I supposed to compliment you at?
No, it's fine. You know what you are? You know what you are?
You're a good competitor. You just can't get the job
Who are
done.
you? Who's your comp? You
LeBron?
are.
He said LeBron.
Who's someone that's like selfish but really good? I'm trying to think.
I thank you. I mean, the last part is unbelievable. Really good. Thank you.
Like a bad teammate, but he's really good. James Harden.
I'll take that. James Harden's Hall of Famer.
Would you consider OKC Russ, like late OKC Russ?
No, because he's a good teammate. Like that's a guy you want on your team in the battle, like in a battle.
Yeah,
you know what I mean, like Boone, it's like
like you don't want me in battle.
Dwight Howard.
You don't want me in battle?
Bro. Actually, Dwight's the perfect one. You're Dwight Howard.
You don't want me in battle. That's tough.
I mean, I do yes. But then after you'll be like, yeah, this guy was a fucking.
I mean, cornhole. We did everything this weekend, and Booner just dominated the week.
Learned a lot about you as a teammate. I'll say that it was a good weekend. I learned a lot about you.
I'm just a competitive guy, man. I like to win. I don't like losing.
All right, so Xavier said Homer Simpson. I don't know where the fuck that kid.
Homer Simpson's a crazy comp.
Yeah, I would say Dwight Howard. That's probably we'll go with that.
Come on, a Hall of Famer. I'll be a Hall of Famer.
Yeah.
If you think I'm a bad teammate, that's on you. I've been teammates with Klotz, and we won, and we found a way to get it done. Me and Klotz are 1-0 as teammates.
Both you need to set your egos aside.
I agree. He should.
It's about a common W.
I'll say,
sure,
Boone, you know what? Hey, Boone he had some good. He played well this weekend, man. I was impressed with Boone. See, I'll say it. I give credit to my boys, man.
Okay, I'll give you credit. You were a very good competitor this weekend.
Yeah, sure.
What am I supposed to do with this, Klotz? I tried to give him a compliment. I tried. Who's the real selfish guy here? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but don't worry. I probably wish I had a cooler story for this, but no, hit it on a hit it on a fucking basketball net. So that's how that happened.
And by the way, too, just for the people, because we talked about it Friday, I did do my 24-hour fast, and me and Jeff did put a meal on the line, and I did get it, and I will win the meal. So I will get a free meal from Jeff Iafrate.
Mm-hmm.
Was it like a specific meal or just meal?
Well, he said a pizza, and I said I don't really want pizza. Like as of now, I'm trying to eat a little healthier at the time. So just we go out to dinner. If the boys do, hey, can I get the meal?
We should go get some Mediterranean soon. You can wine and dine you a euro or something.
Couple euros.
They're good.
Oh yeah.
I like euros. I do. There's a couple places by my house that sell them. Really good.
Gyros, yeah, they're good.
I could eat that every day of the week. Not euros, but just Mediterranean food.
Isn't euros Greek?
Yeah, Greek, Mediterranean.
Yeah, Chipotle.
Oh, I think they're more.
Actually, it's Doba Cartier, but that's awesome. It's Doba.
No, you might be right.
That's the right answer.
I always thought, not thinking that they're more like Middle East. Could be right though.
Shout out Coach Walk too, man. Coach has been I know it's the off season, but we see Coach in here. Got to say what up. But yeah, 8:30. We want to do something a little different too. It is the off season, so I feel like we haven't really been spending a lot of time on mailbag at the end of the show because we've had shows that kind of go to the last minute, whether it's an argument or discussions. So we're gonna have a Detroit Lions mailbag segment where you guys can ask questions at 8:30. So get your questions ready, and we will get to them at some point. As many as we can. But before we get to all of that stuff, the NBA Finals is going to be on in a very, very short period of time. It's a really good series. I will say that's a very good series. I had the Thunder winning in 5. And it's tied 2-2.
It ain't happening, Doc.
They can still win in 6. But
I know a lot of people think the Pacers are going to take this thing over. I think the Pacers or the Thunder are. I think the Pacers still win this thing. I just think the first 4 games, the most dominant team is as much as people want to say the Thunder. It's been the Pacers. Like even in game 4, Pacers are up the whole time, and in the fourth quarter, Thunder find a way to come back and win. I just think the Pacers they've controlled this series. They found a way to in moments take SGA out. Isn't
that what happened in game 1 though too? Like the Thunder was up and then they came back and won. So it's like. It's kind of
you're saying the Pacers were up and the Thunder came back and won.
No,
right?
no. Game 1.
Did the Pacers win game 1?
Yeah, they did.
Yeah.
But it's been like
it feels like
it's been like that every game. Like one team's dominating and then the other team comes back and wins.
I don't know. Like to me, it just feels like every time I've turned the series on that the Pacers have been dominating. Even when they start to lose, it's just like they feel like I'll say this. It feels like they have control of the series. Yeah. And I know the Thunder's the more dominant team, but it's just something about that Pacers team to where it just feels like they control the game very well. What's his name? I don't know. Rick Carlisle. He seems to have this team ready for anything. And like even when they're losing by 1 million, they find a way to get back. I was telling one of the boys, they might have been, I don't even know who it was. I was having a conversation with someone that was just like, if this team stays within 15 going into the fourth quarter, the Pacers, they are going to have a chance to win the game. And that was what happened in game 3. Like it's crazy how. It's crazy how this team does it. I think they end up winning tonight, and I think they're going to have a chance to close it out in Indiana. As crazy as that sounds.
I hope so. I want the Pacers to win too because I like the Thunder. I think they're a good team, but I agree with you, Boone, as far as I think the Pacers are more built for the moment at this time. I think the Pacers, I forget the exact stat. I heard on the Rich Eisen show, but the differential in the Pacers having to make comebacks in games and being able to come back from a lead in games, they've done it for, I know it was over more 25 times in the season. The Thunder had to do it like 5. So the Pacers just know how to deal with adversity a little bit more because obviously Thunder most wins in the NBA in the regular season, East or West. So they haven't had their backs against the wall. And seeing a team like the Pacers who are having their backs against the wall against who's supposed to be the number 1 team in the Thunder be able to come back and just stay in the series and keep hanging. And when you watch late in the game, I do think that the Pacers, they have more life. Like they're the faster, more physical. They look like the better team in that fourth quarter. So to see them be able to close this out, I think it would be probably since the 2004 Pistons, I'd say probably the most shocking winner as far as when you go into a finals, who you expect to come out of there and win. And you see I would love to see that with the Pacers.
It's a good series. I mean, it's a pretty evenly matched series. I know the games are kind of been back and forth, but it's been an interesting series. I know it's Oklahoma City and Indiana. So in terms of markets, it's probably not, it's not your typical Boston, LA,
I like
Miami.
that,
you know, but I like it. It's been really competitive. I still think the Thunder win it. But do I think it could go? This series could go 7. Like, yeah, definitely. I would not be shocked if it goes 7. Seems like they're just taking turns right now. It's really just whoever shows up in the fourth quarter. Like that one game, Tyrese Halliburton hits the game winner. You know, last game, the Thunder showed up late down the stretch and stole that game. It comes down to, you know, who's playing their best ball at the end of the game. Really, that's how these games are kind of trending. But
who do you think's the better defensive team between those two? Because I watched both of those teams, and I'm like,
I would
probably the Thunder.
Yeah, I think lengthwise, you probably go.
They're just so
Thunder.
big, dude.
Yeah, they got a lot of length. I mean, the Pacers, they got Miles Turner. Great, he's a really good shot blocker.
They just get to their spots though.
Siakam's a pretty good defender. He's okay. He's just his role. He has a big role offensively, so he's probably not like he doesn't probably have the energy to be a lockdown defender, but he's capable. He's long, lengthy. Tyrese is he's not a bad defender at all.
TJ McConnell.
Yeah, like he's gritty. They got Benedict Mathurin. He's a pretty good defender. You know,
I will say one of the more enjoyable things to watch in the finals is late in the game, Miles Turner on Chet, and Chet cannot hang. Like he's just so small. Like watching Miles Turner absolutely bully Chet is very enjoyable. And then Obi Toppin taking over during games, that's very fun to watch.
By the way,
when Obi gets hot, dude, it's just funny. It's just
last game. I don't know if did you guys watch the end of the last game?
Nah, I fell asleep.
I was out to eat and I caught it.
Ben Mathurin, I know gave him 27, 28, whatever it was to help win game 3. Ben Mathurin in game 4 single-handedly lost the Pacers that game. Like he just said, yes, I know we're winning. Yes, I know we have a chance to come back. You know what? Let's tie the series up. It's like he had money on the game. He came in, it was a close game. It might have been a 1-possession game. He came in, he missed 3 straight free throws, and in the in like less than 30 seconds. And in that 30 seconds, he fouled while they were still taking the ball out of bounds. So they get a free throw and they get the ball back. And he did it twice, not just once. He did it 2 times and missed 3 free throws. He just handed them 5 points when they're trying to come back, plus possessions that he missed 3 free throws. So plus he lost 2 possessions for his team. So it was essentially like a 9-point swing in 30 seconds at the end of the game.
Yeah,
like, it's just such a crazy, like, dude, what are you doing?
Yeah, that's the thing with the Pacers too, is they have a lot of options out there, but sometimes it gets a little messy late when they don't have someone that's just like, give me the ball. Like Siakam does that sometimes. Tyrese can do it, but you know the Thunder late in the fourth quarter, like it's going to be in SGA's hands. Like that dude's going to make plays. So I still think the Thunder win it. I mean, instead of 5, I'm already out of that. So I'll go 6. Wouldn't be shocked if it's 7. But I don't want the Pacers to win. You guys are crazy for that shit. I mean, I don't want the Pacers.
I want the Pacers to win, man. I don't want the Thunder to win it.
Yeah, I have no
I'd rather the Thunder win it, man.
The only player I like on the Thunder, 2, Alex Caruso and Lou Dort. That is it. I don't mind.
Caruso already has one, too.
SGA?
I'm not a SGA. Like, I respect SGA, but like I wouldn't look at him as like the players I enjoy watching.
I agree. I'd rather Tyrese Halliburton get one.
Just for me, I just don't like watching SGA.
I'd rather Tyrese.
I just don't.
There's this whole thing with Pistons fans and the Pacers. I get it. There was a rivalry, this, that, whatever, dude. I don't care. I think I like Tyrese Halliburton. I like that team they have. There's no one on that team where it's like I hate him. There's not one person.
It's just one of those. Am I going to be mad? No, but am I going to root for him? No, I'm not. I'm not going to root for him.
I mean, to be fair, I'm not rooting for either team, but if I had to pick one team where I'm like, I can deal with the summer of this team winning, I could deal with the summer of the Pacers winning.
And I want to see. I'm a big Sam Presti guy. I do want to see him.
It's because you're a Troy Weaver fan. It all one big circle.
Well,
his
that is true. It all ties together. You were right.
That eye's killing you, dude, man. We need to get that eye fixed for you, man.
He's been close. They made the finals, disbanded the big 3. This will be the chance right here. Get Sam Presti. Guy's like the best GM in the league, man. I mean, he deserves get the man a ring. My gosh. I see a question here. Schiff got already dropped about JJJ. Yeah, I know. I've been trying to turn that into a reality for a couple of weeks now, and I just got confirmed today that they are not trading him.
Oh, that's for
John
sure.
Morant. Yeah,
They
the
should.
Grizzlies want to hold on to Jaren Jackson Jr. and John Morant. They want to build around those guys. Desmond Bane, I guess, was like the odd one out. They want to keep those two players. But if there is a scenario where JJJ is available, you bet your ass, I've been saying it, the guy's a perfect fit. I would love him here. He would be perfect. You don't need Miles Turner. Definitely not. Because now you have JJJ. Block shots. Great defender. Shoot the three a little bit. He's a good second option to Cade. Perfect. Big man. Hey, I would love it. I'd be excited for it. You'd have to give up a crap ton. I mean, you guys saw it. We'll get to the main thing later in the show because I do want to talk about that and how that kind of ties.
I do have some thoughts about that whole situation, especially with the East. That being him coming to the East, it's kind of an interesting.
Yeah. Well, Peter Schrager did say something interesting today. Okay, Peter Schrager, ESPN now, formerly Good Morning Football,
NFL Network. Yeah,
NFL Network. He talked about Jared Goff. Had an interesting quote about Jared Goff. I think we might be able to play this. So I'm just going to play it, and we'll see how that goes. All right, fair?
Let's do it.
All right. Let's just play this so we can. It's
What's the worst that can happen? We lose our YouTube? No big deal.
Yeah, not at all. Here's Peter Schrager talking about the Jared Goff and why he's important this year.
Damn. I think Jared Goff is the single most important player in the NFC this season. There has been a raid of his coaching staff from the last several years. 6 different coaches gone, including Ben Johnson. And now you're telling me that Frank Ragnow, his longtime center, in addition to other members of the offensive line, are no longer there as well. I think Jared Goff has had an amazing career arc where it went from success right away with McVay, then to be discarded, and then to show that, hey, no, I can still play in this game, Pro Bowls, the whole deal. Last year, they came up short in the playoffs, and now you're taking not only his head coach, taking the offensive line coach, you're taking so many other coaches from that team, and now you got to say, hey, we pay you big money. Jared Goff, are we going to be the same team, or are we going to take a massive step back? Because if he is one of those top quarterbacks, they should still be the best team in the NFC North next year.
That's the question. They were the best.
All right. Schrager is 1,000% right. All right. Schrager's 1,000% right. Why are you looking at me like that?
Nothing. Keep going, man. I want to hear. I'm interested in the thoughts because this whole Schrager conversation links to another conversation we've gone back and forth. I think all of us as a whole on this show.
If you're going to go into a different conversation, which would be most pressure, that is not what I'm about to say. So if you want to go there, you can go there. But I'm going to address why he is the most important different conversation, because of a couple reasons. Most important player, he plays the most important position in football. All right. So there's your argument for all the arguments for saying Jared Goff's under a lot of pressure, which I actually don't really hate that argument. But the other thing is this, all the storylines are surrounding Jared Goff, so you need Goff to take that next step. So I think there is pressure under Goff, or pressure for Goff to go out there and play well. His offensive line, we talked about it on Friday. He lost Kevin Zeitler. He lost Frank Ragnow. It's they're rebuilding on their offensive line. You got young guys in there now. New offensive coordinator, John Morton. You lost Ben Johnson. So there's kind of a question mark there as well. And the last time we saw Jared Goff play football, he did not play well against the Commanders. So I think for Jared to say, for Peter Schrager to say he's the most important player in the NFC when it comes to like what that means for their team. Yeah, he is the, he'll $55 million man. His cap hit's going to be $60-something million, not this year, but the next year. So as the money and with all these guys they have to pay, you need Jared Goff to step up. And if he does, if he plays at MVP level, I think it's going to mean well for the Lions, especially with the schedule they have. It's a very difficult schedule. So if you have Goff playing at an MVP level, then yeah, like it could, what it would mean if Goff plays at an insanely high level versus struggling, like where the Lions could be in the regular season. Like, yeah, it's a massive deal. So everything Peter Schrager said, I don't really disagree with anything. He's important.
Spot on. Yeah. We Jeff, I wasn't talking like the pressure thing. We had that conversation. I don't know if you guys remember though. We talked about like them winning games, and when it comes down to it, it was kind of at the end of that conversation about in the playoffs, what Jared Goff are you going to get? And I think that kind of applies to the whole thing Peter Schrager's saying is this Lions team is, outside of the Eagles, the next big team in the NFC, right? Like it's the Eagles and then the Lions. And depending on how the Lions do, that shapes the NFC. And I think everything goes back. Obviously, Dan Campbell is the head coach, but your quarterback, man, like you've won and lost games just because of your quarterback over the last few years, and you've won and lost games because of your head coach over the last 2 or 3 years. So I think like it all kind of is one big circle of life. It's like, hey, if Jared's playing bad, you're probably going to lose at the end of the day. And obviously what we talked about last week, I was talking about was if Jared Goff is turning the ball over, now he has no Frank Ragnow, now he has no Ben Johnson. The circumstances have changed for him. Now, I do believe this, and I've said this before, boys, that like I think Jared's at the peak of his career right now. This is his prime. And I think he's been in the NFL long enough to where he's seen the game. He's gone through every single thing that most NFL quarterbacks go through. He knows what it takes to win and to lead. So I think the fact that last year you saw him in the MVP conversation and have some of the big games he did, but then you saw those bad games. I think everything you live and die by Jared Goff at the end of the day. It's your quarterback, and he could win or lose you a game in a player too. So yeah, I do think I'm with Peter Schrager. He is the most important player on this football team. You could argue a lot of other guys, but at the end of the day, it's the guy that was behind the center that's now going to be a rookie, and it's the guy that's taking the calls from now a new offensive coordinator. And it's the guy that has the ball in his hands every single play of your offensive snaps. So I don't think Peter Schrager was even far off. I saw some people kind of arguing it a little bit online. I don't think it's close. I think he is the most important player.
Yeah, I don't think it's a negative thing to say either. I just think it's looking at the situation. I would put Jared Goff 1A, and then 1B, I'd put Matthew Stafford, because I think it's the same implications. Obviously, it's not the whole situation as far as you're losing the OC, you're losing the DC, you're losing parts of your offensive line. But Matthew Stafford this is pretty much his last go. As far as, in my opinion, looking at elite quarterback, I think he's got probably 1, maybe 2 good years in him. But I do believe that the Rams are the better team than the Lions going into this year. I think they're the better coaching staff. I think they have the better roster late in the season. I think they're going to be built better for the playoffs when the time comes. So if Matthew Stafford is taking a decline, I think that opens the door up for the Lions, the Commanders, potentially another team like the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. But I think if Stafford, especially late in the season, turns into the late postseason Stafford that we've been seeing over the last 2-3 seasons, the Rams are going to be the team to beat if it's not the Philadelphia Eagles. So if Stafford elevates his game like he has been in those clutch situations, because remember the season they won the Super Bowl, Matthew Stafford led the NFL in interceptions, but when it came down to the playoffs, he was knocking off legitimate teams. He's beating Brady and the Bucs. He's beating Breeze and the Saints. They went on a really good fucking run, and if he's able to play to that level, with that front seven that they have, with this offensive line improved, the running game that they have, the wide receivers, the young guys that they were just adding, the Rams are a very dangerous team, but that doesn't amount to anything. To the same situation with Jared Goff is Stafford isn't playing elite ball. So I think Goff 1A and Stafford's 1B.
You know, the interesting part of this Jared Goff conversation too, man, is, and I think he's grown a lot since he was with the Rams, obviously. I know people are coming off this like playoff game and they just think the guy just forgot how to play football, which, you know, to each his own. I think this is it's a situation where Jared Goff's going to be under a microscope, definitely, considering the last time we saw him play football and how much money he's making. Like, I 1,000% agree with that. But coming off the Super Bowl with the Rams, like, that's when people lost their minds. And honestly, he didn't really have Todd Gurley ran for like 800 yards that year. He didn't have the weapons that he has now with the Lions. You know, he didn't. He did have the offense with Sean McVay, but they don't have the personnel that he has right now with Jahmyr Gibbs and David Montgomery, and Penei Sewell, you know, Amon-Ra St. Brown. I mean, they did have Cooper Kupp, but still, you know, J-Mo, Sam Laporta. I think he's better than what Tyler Higbee was. So he's got more around him that I don't think there will be some type of, he had, like, what year was this? 2019. Coming off after the Super Bowl, he had 22 touchdowns and 16 picks after a 32 touchdown and 12 pick season. I don't think that's going to really necessarily happen at all. Anything could happen, obviously, but I don't think Jared Goff regresses like that. I think he's a different quarterback. I'm not worried about the guy to shit the bed. I'm just not.
Yeah,
I'm just not. I think he's grown a tremendous amount.
Compared from then.
Could there be like offensive, maybe him and John Morton at some point? The worst thing that could happen is maybe they don't see eye to eye or something. But yeah, I think Jared's grown a lot since then. I don't expect nothing like that. Nothing.
Compared from then to now, I mean, the guy's matured. Like he's gone through so much. He's even gone through like the downs in LA, and he's gone through the downs in Detroit. And at the end of the day, it all goes back to look at the weapons that the Lions have. They have probably the best room of weapons in the entire NFL. You can argue. If you want to put it side by side with everyone, with Amon-Ra, J-Mo, Tim Patrick, and Isaac Tesla, and then Sam Laporta and Jameer and David, you put that up against anyone in the NFL, even your beholden Rams over there, Klotz. They have better weapons than them. And I don't think it's close with some of these teams. So it's like a guy like Jared Goff who has that. As long as this offensive line holds up, John Morton can, again, I've said this before a million times, like John Morton can call whatever he wants. And he could, yes, there might be times where he messes up and this offense might take a little dip. But at the end of the day, it's like, hey, if you're giving the ball to Jahmyr Gibbs, you could give the worst play call in the world. You're giving the ball to one of the best running backs in the NFL. Give it to Saint. You're giving it to one of the best wide receivers in the NFL. Same with Laporta. It's you put the ball in their hands, they're going to make the plays, whether it's a bad call or not. So that's where I think it just kind of goes back to no matter what, either way.
Yeah, the spotlight's going to be on him, though, man. I think this is a big opportunity for him. To go out there and be like, okay, people are concerned about whether it's the Frank stuff, like I mentioned, or the offensive line or anything. I got us. All right, I got us. You pay me $50+ million for damage control. So allow me to do that. Allow me to keep the ship afloat, be solid, be steady, and play at a high level. So I mean, God forbid the guy comes out, plays bad, then yeah, it's gonna be awful. But I think Jared elevates. He understands what really the pressure that the offensive coordinator's on with John Morton. But he'll be like, you know what, Johnny Mo, we'll work collaboratively. We'll figure it out. All right. If you call a play into my headset and it's trash, I'm gonna audible right out of it.
I was gonna say he could change the play calls too. I'm sure Jared, out of anyone in the NFL,
Jared's gonna be like,
there's probably a handful of quarterbacks that can do what they want. I'm sure Jared Goff's one that can. What?
Yeah.
No. I got him. We're giving it to Jahmyr Gibbs.
Yeah. He'd be like, no, we're figuring. No, hell no. Do something else.
It's an interesting. I don't know. I'm interested to see how Jared Goff does, especially with that offensive line. It's just there's so many new factors to it. It's going to be interesting.
Xavier D says our revamped defense is going to be the story of how well we do. It'd be an interesting question. Most important player on the Lions not named Jared Goff. I think I honestly on defense.
I think we all know who it is,
dude. Yeah. No, on defense.
Aiden Hutchinson.
Defense. Yeah.
It's Aiden Hutchinson.
Like the guy, I guess would that be X factor? I guess like important player, or we're just saying important player.
If you're on the defense side of the ball, yeah. If Penei Sewell plays bad football, you might not make the playoffs.
Well, the problem that you could say that Penei has never played bad football in his career.
I'm saying like hypothetically, going down a situation, we just saw Aiden Hutchinson go down for pretty much an entire season. The Lions went 15-2 and were the number 1 seed in the NFC. If Penei Sewell goes down, the offense, the whole entirety of the offense identity is completely different, especially with no Frank Ragnow, an aging Taylor Decker, a young Christian Mahogany, a rookie Tate Ratledge.
Oh, God.
Penei Sewell
Penei is a dog. Knock on some wood. Knock on some wood over there. Can you knock on some wood over there? Do you got some over there?
Absolutely.
Talking about an injury, man. Come on now.
I'm saying hypothetically.
Not with that, man.
That's the guy. He's more important than Jared Goff, in my opinion.
No.
Yeah. I would say
you have Penei Sewell, but you have Hendon Hooker back there. You're going to win a Super Bowl. No,
if you don't have Penei,
you have a better chance of winning a Super Bowl with Jared Goff and no Penei Sewell than Penei Sewell and no Jared Goff with this current roster.
How about this?
If you can't go get anyone else,
even if we disagree with that, I would say besides Goff, I agree with you.
Yeah, Goff, quarterback, especially him, like there's not even a question that Panay is about. It's Jared Goff because he's your court. You're not winning it with who's the other guy that they signed? Kyle Allen. Yeah, go ahead. Yeah. Go back there with Kyle Allen, Klotz, and see what happens. You can have Panay Sewell all you want. You're not winning. You're not coming close.
They would lose either way, obviously.
Yeah, but coming close to a Super Bowl if Panay goes.
Hypothetically, though, Klotz. Hypothetically,
if
you had to pick
one, winning the NFC North or a playoff.
If you had to pick one, though, if you had to pick one, you're not following along.
It's close. It's close.
It's not.
If you lose Panay, you're not going to be able to run the football. You're not going to be able to pass the football. Jared Goff is going to look terrible. Jared Goff is going to look like a quarterback you want to trade. So I don't know. Like, look at Brock Purdy with and without Trent Williams. That whole team as a whole with and without Trent Williams. Trent Williams, I would say, is the most important player on the San Francisco 49ers. And you compare Jared Goff to Brock Purdy. Oh, what did Brock Purdy do? He's been to a Super Bowl, won an NFC championship game against the Detroit Lions with a great surrounding cast. So when you lose Trent Williams, now you look at Brock Purdy as a civilian. And you'd say the same thing about Jared Goff. So if there's no Panay Sewell, Jared Goff doesn't look like a $50 million quarterback. If there is Panay
Brock Purdy is not better than Jared Goff. It's not close.
He's on the same tier.
No.
Career-wise, I would say yes. Like, they will retire on the same tier.
We don't
Jared
need
Goff
to do this.
Looked like an MVP candidate last year, but the year before, there was a conversation going with Brock Purdy. Is he an MVP candidate? Is it him or Lamar? And they got to the Super Bowl.
All right.
Yeah, I would. Goff to me is top 8.
Purdy's like top 12.
I was gonna say 11, but 12 is
one's
fine.
Clearly better than the other. You would take one over the other, clearly.
Yeah,
100 times out of 100 times.
Would you agree though, Boone? Tier wise, probably in the same tier.
Yeah, I guess it's just tiers depending on how you do it, but one's top 10, one's top 12. There's a difference there.
Yeah,
one's top 8, one's top 12. There's a difference there.
Yeah,
sure.
No, it's a fact. It's not sure. There's a fact. Jared Goff is better than Brock Purdy.
Okay, yeah. Well, it's fine. Whatever. I think we're talking about two different things. But yeah, I do agree. Goff's better than Brock Purdy. So, yeah, he is an important player. Peter Schrags is right about that. I do, real quick, I got to tell you.
Oh, here we go.
Our friends, our new friends. By the way, you wonder what the Lebanese man has been doing all this time. Well, he was doing some excellent work, Mr. Adam Beydoun. And with that, we have a new sponsor, a sponsor that you should all be supporting. And that is, allow me to do it. Hold on now. Comer and Cross. Let me tell you guys about it. Are you tired of staring at your cracked, stained garage floor, or worse, peeling epoxy or chipping paint, making your whole garage look neglected? Right now, Comer and Cross summer installation sale. They're offering 12 months, same as cash, or $500 in savings. Why put off getting your new Comer and Cross concrete floor with 12 months, same as cash, or $500 off? Call the number 248-834-3488. They transform patios, pool decks, basements, even driveways. It's the summer, guys. You're getting work done. Comer and Cross can take care of you. They even move the stuff out for you.
Come on.
They repair your cracks and pits.
Talk to me nice.
Guaranteed. Comer and Cross concrete floors never chip, crack, or peel like epoxy or paint. Again, call the number 248-834-3488 or book your free estimate at comercross.com. All right, let's get back to the show.
That was a lead ad read.
I was gonna say, look at two. Like, hey, if you want to get a basketball hoop or something in your crib, go get. Hey, you can get a nice cement there. Ooh, classy.
Jeff will crack his forehead on it.
Or if you have like it looks like they do garages too. If you want to do like one of those there's an epoxy floor garages. Those things are so nice, dude. Yeah, I don't have one, but when I go to other places and people have like nice cars and have like those types of floors, I'm like, oh, this is
dude. Get new concrete in the garage. You know, they get cracks in them, and they repair it all. And they do not crack. They do not crack. I mean, Shift God says we got crunch time sponsors for GTA 6. I mean, yeah.
That's funny.
That is completely fair. All right, so. You guys want to do Detroit Lions mailbag, man? I mean, we never really get to do mailbag that much. So
can we do this? Can I just give a proclamation real quick?
Yep.
To give the people some time to put their questions in. Do you want to do? I have a good this or that might have to do with the Jared Goff, Brock Purdy stuff. I don't know if you want to guys. I have a piece of paper here.
You want to do that, and then I'll save the questions. We'll do them
Yeah,
after.
let's just in the next 10-15 minutes start dropping your mailbag questions. Detroit Lions mailbag. We'll start doing that. I guess we could do it like once a week in the offseason, boys. Not an actual mailbag, Terrell, but a Detroit Lions mailbag. Answer some Lions questions that people have. Yeah, let's do this or that. I did something new here. You boys said let's do some NFL stuff, and I was like, yeah, I don't know, Rico Dottle or Jamal Williams. I don't want to do that. I said I have an idea here to circle it back to the Detroit Lions. So whenever the boys are ready.
Ready, Boone.
Booner. This or that. This is going to be interesting, boys. I have 6 players, 6 Detroit Lions players. What I'm going to do, I wrote down players that are on the same level, if not better than them, for each player. And we do it this or that. Now that I'm actually thinking about it, Klotz, you kind of did this with the running back to try and make a point with David Montgomery to be top 12. But I've just gone and I've did it with a bunch of different players on the Detroit Lions. To start off with Jared Goff, actually, who was number 1 on the list. So
are we doing these each player on a neutral, like you're just looking player for player,
this or that
considering situation? I know, but that's we're gonna get into
this or that. Just the players on a neutral playing field. Just a level playing field. This or that class.
Let's go.
All right. First off, Jared Goff, boys. This or that. Jared Goff or the legend Baker Mayfield.
It's a good one. Go Goff. Go Goff.
Why?
Because he's had more success in different places compared to Baker. Now, granted, Baker has been in worse situations, but I think if you look at the Buccaneers, that's a great situation. And he's got them a playoff win against the Eagles, who are in a bad spot, compared to Jared Goff. Like we talked about that Super Bowl run, there wasn't much around him. Obviously, good offensive line play, some good defensive play, but offensively, like young Cooper Kupp, Robert Woods, Sammy Watkins, like that's not keeping you up at night. It's not. So he was playing like an MVP candidate that year too. So I'm gonna go with Goff. I think Baker probably had a better year last year, but I think that's the first time you could say that about Baker Mayfield compared to Jared Goff.
I think that's well said. I'm going to go Goff as well. I'm going to take if I was drafting a quarterback, who would I want for the next decade? I would probably go with Jared Goff just because he's been at this level for a while. Baker, he's gotten a lot. He's played his level of play over the last couple of years has been impressive. But I know what I'm getting in Goff. He's accurate. He's going to get everyone involved. He's going to win you games. He has a Super Bowl appearance, NFC Championship appearance. He has 2 of those. Like, you know what I mean? I'm going to go with the kind of all the points you made. I'm going to go with Goff.
All right. This is just so you guys know, I didn't do like separate this or that's one for each player. I did like 6 or 7 players for Jared Goff. So we'll do it.
Yeah, that's fine. We're ready.
Yeah. So the next one, Justin Herbert.
And don't need to. I feel like you could just.
Yeah, I'm going to go Justin Herbert too. I just think he's more talented.
I tried to throw a quick one in there on you boys.
I think he's just more talented. He has a better arm. He's bigger. He's mobile. The guy throws rockets. And he doesn't – I mean, last year, Jim did a really good job of I think he's doing it. I want to see Justin Herbert with Jim Harbaugh. Like, we've only seen one season. I want to see next 5 years with Jim. Like, I think Jim's going to be the best thing to happen to him because he can throw 40 TDs in a season, but Jim's going to keep him efficient, keep his picks down, which he barely threw any last year. So, yeah, give me Justin Herbert.
All right, next one. Trevor Lawrence. Jared Goff or Trevor Lawrence?
Jared Goff.
This one's a big one for Jeff. This is like a big moment.
Let me take a sip real quick. I think this is what I think. I'm gonna go Jared Goff right now. And it because I'm not gonna die on the hill. Okay. But I will say this. That might change in a year. I think Trevor Lawrence with Liam Cohen's gonna be really good.
I agree.
Here we go again. But right now, I don't think I have much evidence to tell you that T-Law is better than Goff.
Do you remember what I texted you the other day, Jeff?
Oh yeah. You were that's wizard hat. You were putting on your wizard hat the other day.
Who?
Yeah.
Trevor
What was
Lawrence.
it?
We should.
I said. Should I
It
say it?
wasn't like it wasn't your opinion. It was like a theory. It was
I
like
said there's a theory that Brad Holmes, like he traded Matthew Stafford. I know Stafford wanted out, but with the big contract and all that, he kind of wanted his own a younger Matthew Stafford, obviously not the same level, but a younger quarterback in there. My theory, I texted you, I said, I think when Jared Goff hits a certain age and with the contract, would you be shocked if Brad Holmes traded Jared Goff because of he did it with Matthew Stafford? I know Stafford wanted out, but the age thing, you know what I mean? You're not going to have a quarterback forever. You're always going to be trying looking for the next one. And I was like, if it got to a certain point, whether it's this contract or the next one, he trades Jared Goff. And what if he trades him for a younger player? And he said, who would the younger player even be? And I said, maybe a player who's playing bad, who has the skill set to be good, and we know is good, Trevor Lawrence. And I said, imagine if you did that in a couple of years.
Wizard hat. That's a wizard hat right there.
I don't think it's that crazy of a thought either, because I wouldn't be shocked. At some point, like I know it's not now, but like 3 or 4 years down the line, you're gonna have to move on from Jared Goff. What are you gonna do? Are you gonna trade him? Or are you gonna? What's gonna happen?
I don't know, man. You say 3 or 4 years, he'll only be 33.
Oh, maybe it's 5 or 6, but I'm just saying when that time comes, hey, it's gonna have to happen at some point.
You want my? I think Brad will draft that guy. But
we'll see. He tried with Hendon Hooker.
It's fair.
Big swing and a miss.
Quarterback.
He looks at that quarterback need like a defensive end need. Man,
yeah, he just never
in the middle. Find one in the middle of the draft free agency.
All right. I would say too. I pick Goff, Herbert, and I pick Goff as well over Lawrence. Next one here. This is perfect that we did it.
Goff over Baker, Herbert over Goff, and then
Goff over Lawrence.
We're okay. We all agree.
Next one here. This is the one. This is why this all added up. Brock Purdy, Jared Goff, or Brock Purdy.
It's the toughest one.
I'm not going to go there.
Jared Goff, man.
I think it's one of those things where we could all say Jared's better. I don't think it's by a lot, but I'll take Jared. You know, he's bigger.
Yeah, it's close.
He's produced. I have a bigger sample size with Goff. You know what I mean? Like Purdy, I only have really essentially a year and a half. You know, I'm going to go with Goff.
It's not
my franchise.
It's close, Klotz. It's not tough, like you said, though.
Yeah,
it's
I
easy.
think it's fair.
It's close. It's not tough.
The thing that I factor in, and what was a big part in the Niners getting to the Super Bowl, is Brock Purdy has the ability to attack the line of scrimmage with his feet. You don't see that with Jared Goff. Goff has the better arm. They're both extremely accurate. They're both, Goff really isn't good rolling out of the pocket because he can.
Yeah, this is Goff. It's Jared Goff. It's Jared Goff.
Okay, and that's what I said. It's Goff, but it's close. It's very tough. One of them has been to a Super Bowl too already. As far as like when they've been in the career since Brock Purdy's been in the NFL. Obviously Goff made it to the Super Bowl.
Okay, yeah, I was about to say.
I'm saying since they've both been in the NFL.
Yeah, yeah.
So we all agree. We'll go Goff. Klotz thinks it's closer, but we go.
Yeah, I don't think it's close at all. That last one for the quarterback with Jared Goff, Jordan Love.
Give me Goff.
I'm not as high. I was really high on Jordan Love last year. I was, I think that's one of those things. He's not quite what Trevor Lawrence is. Like where Trevor's had some bad moments for sure. He still had he put up numbers last year, but how he's been playing, I don't think how you can choose Jordan Love right now. He's just not playing well. So with that being said, I'm going Goff. But I think again that one, even though we disagree on that, Boone, I think Goff, Love, Purdy kind of float in the same area. But I'm going to go.
Goff is above all of them, both of them.
Yeah, but I do think it's close. That's where we might disagree. But I'll take Goff. I'll take Goff over.
One wins.
Yeah, I'll take
Klotz,
Goff.
You're taking Goff as well?
Yeah, I said Goff. I lost kind of my Jordan Love hype.
Yeah.
All right, let's do this. I'm gonna skip a couple here because we're going here. Let's do Amon-Ra next. Amon-Ra, St. Brown, and I have a list of players. First one I have here. Amon-Ra, St. Brown, or Malik Neighbors?
Malik Neighbors.
Oh. I gotta go Malik Neighbors.
Wow, I didn't expect that.
I just think Amon-Ra's we already know what he is, all pro and everything. Malik Neighbors, dude, with who has quarterback? Dude was
Who did he have? Tommy DeVito, Daniel Jones.
He's that guy. And I thought Marvin Harrison, for whatever reason, we thought he'd win Offensive Rookie of the Year. I was wrong. You were high on him too. I was with you on Marvin Harrison. We can admit Malik Neighbors is that guy. You know what I mean? He's that fucking guy.
I'm taking Amon-Ra St. Brown. You guys can cuddle with Malik Neighbors all you guys want and pump him up. Malik Neighbors, I want to see another year out of him. Amon-Ra St. Brown's had a 1,500-yard season. He's had 10-plus touchdowns multiple times. Give me the guy who's done it besides the guy who's just, hey, he can do it. I want the guy who has done it. So I'll take Amon-Ra St. Brown right now over Malik Neighbors. Not saying talent-wise he's better, but if I'm taking a wide receiver today, give me Amon-Ra. He's been there, done that.
Okay, and sure.
Next
I'm
one.
Neighbors.
Congrats. Next one. Mike Evans.
Give me Amon-Ra.
Oh, Amon-Ra over Mike Evans.
All right, that's it.
Love Mike Evans, but
CD and Lamb.
Give me. Oh, that's tough.
I'm gonna go CD Lamb. I'm gonna go that one.
It's tough. I'll probably go Amon-Ra. It's tough though. It's close.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna go CD. It's that one's like neck and neck. I don't hate either one. I'm gonna go CD just because he has that true X. The dude is just. If you're going off what Boone just said about Malik, CD had 1,700. So we kind of know what that. Oh, now it doesn't matter.
Well, I'm looking at last year as well. Last year, CD had. He had 1,100, 6 touchdowns in 17 games.
And how many games did he miss? And who was that quarterback?
Mr. I'll give you that. I will give you that.
I was watching, and I was a big fan of him in college too. So I'll go CD, but it's tight. That one's close. I'll go CD though.
I'm going Amon-Ra again.
Okay.
Back-to-back seasons, double-digit touchdowns. Give me Amon-Ra St. Brown.
Yeah, this guy.
CD had 7 last year. I think he had 12 the year before. Amon-Ra had 12 this year, 10
So we're
last
just going
year.
numbers.
No, not numbers. I just think as a player, I think CD is a playmaker for sure. To me, it's just Amon-Ra. We had this conversation last summer. I just think he's reliable, extremely reliable. He's a leader. Everything he brings to your offense, it's we can win with that. Cowboys, to Klotz's point, they don't win it with anything. They can't win with CD.
Imagine if CD was on the Lions, though. You would be.
Yeah, that'd be sick. No, but he's not, so I'm not doing it.
You'd be gooning over.
Give me Amon-Ra. All right, last one here. You would be gooning over. I'd pick him above everyone. Give me all right, Amon-Ra St. Brown or AJ Brown.
I'll go Amon-Ra here. I'm gonna go Amon-Ra here because I would take CD over AJ, to be honest with you. So I'll go Amon-Ra here.
I would do Amon-Ra too. I said AJ last year, but AJ kind of had that quiet last part of the season. Amon-Ra is just easier to get the ball to.
Yeah, yeah. If I was drafting a wide receiver for my team, I would take Amon-Ra over AJ. This is my opinion. So give me Amon-Ra.
See, this is the one that I think is the second best player out of this whole list is AJ Brown. So I'm shocked you guys took two other.
You were a big. We're going. Remember Diva? He's a. Prop.
Yeah, I am. But I think last year AJ Brown, last summer, that was my situation with AJ Brown. It seemed like
he
fixed
read
it.
a book on the sideline, and now
he played in 13 games and he had over almost 1,100 yards. He played in 13 games and almost had more yards than CD Lamb.
Played like 13 and have 1,100.
15. He played in 2 more than AJ and had almost the same amount of yards as AJ. So AJ had almost the same yards in 2 less games, and he had, I think, more touchdowns than him. And that was with Saquon having an Offensive Player of the Year player on his team, Saquon Barkley. So I think AJ Brown's the second best player out of all these guys. He would be the only one, in my opinion, on this list I would consider over Amon-Ra, but I would still take Amon-Ra. Okay. Kind of shut you down there, Jeff. That felt good. I'm not gonna lie.
No, you didn't shut. I disagree.
I'm
not. We could argue all day about it. It is what it is.
JT says Mike Evans over Amon-Ra. Don't sleep. Yeah, I love Mike Evans, but Amon-Ra. All right, next one. This one's gonna be interesting. Jamison Williams.
Okay.
And I took some different players that weren't on that. First one: Jamison Williams or Brian Thomas Jr.
Brian Thomas Jr.
Oh. You know what? I'll go J-Mo. I'll go J-Mo here.
That's wild.
I would go on Brian Thomas Jr.
Yeah.
I'm with Klotz. Brian Thomas had a good year. That man had almost 1,300 yards, double-digit tutties. I'm going to scratch this guy off the list because you guys took him over Amon-Ra, so I won't say that. That's a tough look. J-Mo or Garrett Wilson?
Garrett Wilson.
Yeah, I'm going to go Garrett Wilson, too. He's just a very pure wide receiver that's never once had a good quarterback.
Yeah.
Wow.
I think the only thing he's not better at is speed.
They played in college together. It was clear kind of who was the alpha there. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's fair. Actually,
he had
that's
to
a great
transfer
point.
out of Ohio State because of
J-Mo or Nico Collins?
Nico Collins.
Nico Collins.
All right, I've done bad with the J-Mo list, boys. This one's
You're naming wide receiver ones, Boone. Were you about to list off
I think
Japers?
But I mean, I think Brian Thomas Jr. Jeff bit it. No diddy.
Yeah, I mean, do you have Jordan Addison on this list? I know. Klotz
What about this? Well, no, because I think no matter what, you're taking J-Mo over Jordan Addison. There's no way you're taking.
I knew that. See,
that's fine. We can go.
Also, well, he does think J-Mo is gonna have 800 yards this year and be the third on the team in receiving yards.
Yeah, I would take. But anyway, who were you gonna say, Boone?
I was gonna say the last one here, T. Higgins, J-Mo or T. Higgins.
T. Higgins.
Wow, man. The disrespect of J-Mo just continues.
Really?
I mean, what other what players would you guys compare Jameson Williams to?
Devontae Smith, Jalen Waddle, Jordan Addison, Brandon Ayuk when he's healthy. Maybe Rashee Rice, but I feel like Rashee's even better. Chris Godwin, Chris Olave.
Hey, J-Mo or Devonta Smith? Honestly, I'd
go. Fuck, this is tough.
I would probably lean Devonta Smith.
Oh man, J-Mo's.
But it's close.
If I use the argument that I used for Jordan Addison, then I have to go Devontae. But my thing is with Devontae is I truly cannot stand. He's very talented. How small he is, but he goes up and the thing is he still will go up and get a jump ball. So I don't. That's like.
So you guys put J-Mo as the 30th best wide receiver in the NFL.
Sure.
He's not. Yeah, sure.
That's what this. Sure. Let me just name this. All right, can I name some names?
He said the 30th best wide receiver.
He's probably a top 20 to 25.
Let's name Jamar Chase.
Yeah, one.
Justin Jefferson.
Yeah.
Brian Thomas.
Yeah.
Drake London.
Yeah.
Amon-Ra.
Yeah.
Would you take? I mean, he's up there in yards, but Jerry Jeudy, maybe not.
No.
He's 6 in yards last year. Malik Neighbors.
Yes.
Yeah.
CeeDee Lamb.
Yeah.
Lad McConkey.
Yes, I love Lad. I love Lad.
Okay. Yeah. JSN.
Oh, see, that's a really good one. That's
yes or no? Which one? What do you think?
I like JSN's future right now just because he's a wide receiver one. But then again, that's a really good you're striking.
No, not situation. Who would you draft?
Yeah, I need just a yes or no. Who are you taking? Because I got a whole list here to go through.
I'll go with J-Mo. I'll go with J-Mo, but I'm not. I'm hesitant, but I like J-Mo.
Jeff, what'd you say?
I would say JSN if I was drafting one.
Garrett Wilson.
Garrett Wilson.
Terry McLaurin.
Terry.
Cortland Sutton.
No,
J-Mo.
AJ Brown.
AJ.
Devontae Adams.
Devontae.
Yeah.
Zay Flowers.
J-Mo.
Jacoby Myers, probably J-Mo. Nico.
J-Mo. Or Nico.
Mike Evans.
Yeah, that's not even close.
I'll give
DK Metcalf.
No.
DK Metcalf.
I'll take J-Mo.
DK. Yeah, so he's probably top 25, top 30.
Puka
too. Yeah, Puka.
Yeah, well, I'm going to keep going down this list real quick. We're going to see until you guys start saying J-Mo. Jawan Jennings.
J-Mo.
DJ Moore.
J-Mo. Or
if one of you guys say
DJ Moore, I'm going to go DJ Moore on that one.
Tyreek Hill.
Tyreek.
T. Higgins. Marvin Harrison Jr.
J-Mo.
Jordan Addison.
Well,
Jordan Addison.
Devontae Smith.
Devontae Smith.
Am I missing anyone? Jalen Waddle,
J-Mo.
Rashad Bateman, Keenan Allen,
Chris Olave. I would
Chris Olave,
probably
okay.
go. Fuck, okay, yeah, I'd probably go Chris Olave.
Rasheed Rice.
I would say J-Mo.
Yeah, I'd go J-Mo, but that could change very quickly.
I might be missing a couple too here. Chris Godwin.
I'm gonna go J-Mo now. I'm gonna do your George Pickens or J-Mo. I'm probably gonna go J-Mo.
Okay. That's 25 plus players you guys put over.
Well, honestly, a couple of those being Klotz disagreed on.
But I know, but I'm just saying, I marked, if one of you said not JMO, I marked it just to show that as a whole, there are players that you guys think they're ahead, and it's about 25 players as a whole. And I might have missed some players. I was just going off players who played last year.
I think he's top 20 around that area, JMO.
I don't know which ones, though, that you would knock off out of those guys, because you probably yourself said over 20, Jeff. Klotz said probably. There was probably 2 or 3 you guys disagreed on out of those 25.
Yeah, he's around that 20 number. I don't think that's crazy.
The JSN one was good. I was battling over that one.
But 25 players you guys have had to JMO. I think that's crazy. I would take him over a lot of those guys.
I'm closer to 20. But regardless, like, I don't know how you can say JMO's better than what would you put him?
17, 18?
Oh, then yeah.
16? I wouldn't put him 26, 27 where you guys have him.
You keep extending it.
I have 15 marks here.
20. There was a couple there that Klotz said the name and you moved on. I didn't even get my answer. So I would say 20. That's probably where I'm at. But if you said 17, 18, 16, you might as well just go 15 because you keep going down. You want to go 14? Maybe 13.
Hey, I'll take him over a lot of these guys, to be honest. I know a lot of they're big players. They have big names. They put up Jameson Williams and a lot of those guys' situation would do the same thing, if not more.
Now we're just doing the hypothetical game. I mean, we could do this.
I'm not allowed to use those arguments. So
you can use those arguments. Who said you can't use those arguments?
Not when we use numbers. Nope.
You said hypothetically.
Yeah.
Boone, you didn't really even answer any of those. So now you're just saying. I would love for you.
Well, I'm the host for this segment. I was going through and getting a mark down because you guys said top 20.
Yeah, which is about.
And when I marked it down, I got 25 players that you guys combined said.
20. I have 20.
I mean, I said he'd probably be top 25 before we even did it.
I have a couple spots higher than if you think he's top 15. That I disagree, but that's fine. You can have him top 15.
Fair enough.
Top 15, I think, are like wide receiver ones. You know what I mean? Like guys that are established. Like, I don't know how you can say after one season of 1,000, JMO's top 15. Like, that to me is like
it's explosive, man.
I know, but that. Like, there's guys that the arguments you brought up for Amon-Ra, like he's been doing it longer, but then it doesn't apply here. It's like you're being inconsistent with these arguments. Like JMO did it 1 year, and he's better than all these guys. Like, I got you, didn't I? There,
a little bit.
I did.
But you see what I'm saying? There's different arguments for different players. It can happen.
Yeah,
you have to find a way for some different players. I think JMO deserves a little bit more credit. Because he has a number 1 wide receiver. He has a number 1 running back. I mean, top 5 running back, receiver, tight end. Man deserves some credit. All right, let's do this one. Brian Branch. This will be the last one, and then we'll do Detroit Lions mailbag. Brian Branch. Brian Branch or Buda Baker?
Brian.
I'm going to go with Buda Baker right now.
I'm going to go Brian Branch.
I'll go Brian Branch as well. Did you say something there, Klotz?
Yeah, I just think Buda Baker and Kyle Hamilton are probably the best 2 safeties, and Brian Branch is like 3. I think Brian Branch closes that this year, but Buda's still phenomenal. Like against the Lions, he lit the Lions up.
I'm going to go Brian Branch with that one. Jesse Bates. Brian Branch or Jesse Bates?
Brian Branch.
Brian Branch. Derwin
James, boys.
I wish Derwin was still in his prime, but Brian Branch.
Yeah.
Last one. I don't think this guy's on a football team, but he's one of the best safeties in the NFL, Justin Simmons.
Oh, it's Brian Branch. Not close.
Yeah, I mean, Brian's better than all these guys, man. I think Brian's like a top 3 safety in the league.
Mm-hmm.
All right, last one. Brian Branch or Kirby Joseph?
Branch.
That one's tricky because they do different things. So who would I take? I would probably go Kirby, just because I value his ability to take the ball away. He does it at like the highest level in the league. So I would probably go Kirby as of right now. But it's like, I don't know. I get it. If you want to say Branch, he's more well-rounded. That's fair.
Yeah, I'd probably go Brian Branch as well, to be honest. Well, I know not as well because you went Kirby, but
I would go Kirby. I just think a guy that has that type of skill set, they just don't grow on trees. Like take the ball away like he does.
Oh, this is a good one. What about Kyle Hamilton?
Kyle Hamilton is the best safety in football currently.
He's I'm gonna be honest. I like Kyle Hamilton coming out. Didn't love him. I've now realized Easy was really high on him. Easy was right. He's a freaking demon.
Kyle Hamilton. Always around the football.
Yeah, he's good. He's actually not good. He's elite. So yeah, I would go Kyle Hamilton.
All right, that's it. I had a couple other ones. We'll skip them though, and we'll do them a different time. That's this or that for this week.
Yeah, the Branch one, that one we probably were going to be united. Him and Kirby too, because those two guys, man. I don't even know how I guess you'd have to go Cam Chancellor and Earl Thomas, but when you have two guys at that level at safety on the same team, that just doesn't happen.
Yeah,
so, it's kind of crazy actually that we're even saying who's better, Brian or Kirby. And they're both like all pro players. Well, Branch will be all pro at some point.
What about this? Quentin Williams or Hutch?
I would
probably Hutch.
Hutch.
It has to be Aiden Hutchinson, man. The man was defensive player of the year.
Quentin's good. He's actually not good. He's fucking elite. But Hutch is like one of the best defensive players in football. You know what I mean? Like you got to go
top 5.
Yeah. Yeah, that's insane. John Parker says, "Man, Earl Thomas and Chancellor on the same team was insane." Yeah,
Sherman too. Michael Bennett. That whole defense. KJ Wright. Some dogs.
Hey, before we get to, we have our Lions mailbag, and then so I know I got a question saved. So drop your Detroit Lions mailbag questions. Again, we're only doing a segment for it because lately we haven't been able to do it for mailbag at the end of the show. We've just been, a lot of content. We haven't been able to get to mailbag. So if you have any questions or thoughts about the offseason, please drop them and we'll respond to them. I saw this one, Bottle Lie dropped. He said, mailbag, the Lions will win the Super Bowl if what?
Zadarius Smith's
MVP. Oh, God, Bill.
Zadarius Smith signs.
Say Jared Goff wins MVP. Top 5 defense, top 5 offense.
Yeah, I would say they win the Super Bowl if I think I like the Jared Goff MVP. If he's playing at like that type of level and you have
not even playing at that level, in my opinion, he has to win it. Like he's been playing that MVP. I think this has to be like the best year we've seen out of Goff.
I would put over it the defense. If you have a top 5 defense, I think you win the Super Bowl. Because the offense I think I know what they do. If they stay healthy, yeah, that's probably the biggest one. But
that might be the number one out of anything. If they stay healthy, they're winning it. They'll have a chance to win it. Because every year there's going to be some type of injuries that pull you back. As long as if there's none, you're good. You have a chance.
J-Rod, appreciate you, brother. Thank you for the $5. This is my son's 21st birthday. We'll tell him he said happy birthday. That's sweet. 21. He said,
shout out J-Rod.
Nope. Happy birthday.
Junior.
Shout out to him.
Yeah, Dad's trying to hang. Hey, J-Rod, you stick in there, man.
His name's Thunder?
Happy
shout
birthday.
Out to him. Happy birthday, Thunder. That's its name.
Thunder, what a name. Happy birthday, Thunder, dude.
Your son's name is Thunder. That is...
It's iconic. Really.
It's got to be one of the most...
Unless you're talking about the Oklahoma City Thunder.
I don't
no
know.
way his son's name is Thunder.
We need a clarification, J-Rod.
Yeah, unless maybe he's drinking. Maybe J-Rod's a little tipsy right now. You know what I mean? But happy birthday to your son, J-Rod.
Happy birthday, Thunder. Maybe that's his nickname.
Why do they call him Thunder? Wow.
What are you laughing about, Jeff?
Oh, Hunter, a.k.a. Thunder. Okay.
Oh.
Yeah. Oh, I didn't.
Happy birthday, Hunter.
Yeah, happy birthday, Hunter. That's awesome. 21st, man. You're only 21 once, so enjoy it. MC3, who dat? Mailbag, Sam Laporta, or TJ Hawkinson?
Sam Laporta. Every time.
Yeah, that is that's easy. I would go Sam Laporta. JT Olsen, mailbag. If the Lions miss the playoffs this year and don't have a ton of injuries, is Dan Campbell on the hot seat next year?
No, I don't think next year.
No,
he'd have to have a bounce back year, but give him a grace period with all this movement going on.
Yeah, that's not. You're not that.
He's so far from the hot seat. I don't even think.
It's not a no.
It's not close. Yeah.
For Dan to be on the hot seat, you need 2 years of. You need like 2 years of just underperforming, and then we can have a conversation.
Like extreme underperforming.
Like they missed the playoffs back-to-back years. We'd have to be like, what's going on? You know what I mean?
And then the conversation starts.
Yeah, but no, it would take. He's already he already got an extension. He's already like one of the most notable people in the entire state. No, he's not on the hot seat. Definitely not. Especially if you have 2 underperforming seasons and Dan's like going for it all the time or something. Like there's a reason why they're losing. But other than that, no. KT also said it's fair. Just want to know where the bar was before the Lions missed the playoffs. Okay. John Parker, mailbag, prime Megatron or prime Randy Moss?
That's unbelievable. Yeah, that's a good one. I'll probably go prime Randy Moss.
I just got to go with the home pick here. Prime Megatron.
Kelvin was good, but Randy, dude, Randy had did he have 20-something touchdowns in a year?
For the rookie.
I'm gonna pull his stats up because I gotta see. I mean, dude, in New England, his first year in New England, he had 23 touchdowns.
But you have to think about if Megatron had Tom Brady. If he was, if Tom Brady had, if Megatron had Tom Brady.
Or even Randall Cunningham. Moss played with a couple good quarterbacks.
Yeah, no, I'm saying that year that he had 20-something TDs with Tom Brady. But yeah, no,
I don't know, man.
I would go. I'm a big Megatron guy. I think he's the second greatest wide receiver to ever play the game. So I would go Megatron.
23, 24 touchdowns. When I see that, I'm whoa.
This guy's been in touchdowns today. That's just this guy does touchdowns.
Different, dude. No, I do love Kelvin though. Kelvin was unbelievable. Yeah. That's a good question.
Yeah, you can fight me over that take. Megatron's the second greatest.
No, I don't want to fight, man. We can.
Yeah, I think it is. If he played longer, I think it would be less of a conversation. But unfortunately, he did not. But yeah, go watch his highlights. You'll understand. Let's see. Jomo says mailbag, Mahogany, Glasgow, Ratledge, or Mahogany, Ratledge, Frazier.
Mahogany, Glasgow.
The first one.
Mahogany, Glasgow, Frazier, I don't think will start. Yeah, I think Ratledge and Glasgow. Graham's going to play no matter what. I don't think there's a way Graham loses his job right away.
Yeah, I think the first one, yeah, I'm with you, Boone. I think we all agree. You give Graham the chance, and if he doesn't,
it would take some bad games for him to end up moving, and them to say, "Hey, you're out."
Yeah. You give Graham the starting job, and if he craps the bed, then we can have that conversation. Because Frazier, we don't even know, man. He's still a rookie.
Yeah. The problem is you don't want to have 2 rookies in a second, essentially 3 rookies, because Mahogany hasn't really played a full season. He's played a couple games, but it'll be his first full season. You don't want to have just 3 guys in their first full season. Yeah, in your interior. That is something different. That's tough. That's real tough. And I know Graham wasn't great last year, but if you put Graham in a position where he's comfortable compared to last year where he really wasn't, then I think you can at least have some sort of leg to stand on with Graham. And you have the experience, the vet in there talking to him.
Terrell from LV says, not FL. Mailbag, is there a possibility that the center from Florida we picked up last year gets any playing time? Talking about Kingsley? That Kingsley?
Didn't Kingsley play something last year?
Is it Kingsley?
Is that him?
I think that's who he's talking about. Yeah, Kingsley. I don't know, honestly. He's I think he would play. I think if he were to get playing time, then Ratledge and Graham would have to be hurt, in my opinion. I don't think he plays over either of those guys at center. So, no, he's not playing unless both of those guys get hurt, in my opinion. Next question we had is, let's see. Hold on. Oh, it's actually kind of a good. Where did it just go? Oh, right here. Who dat? Mailbag. Who is one Brad Holmes Lions draft pick you would undo?
That's a great question. I want
to.
Yeah, I think you would have to look at it to undo it. I think you'd have to look at it and see the players after, like who was on the board. I think you'd have to look at that because then you could say Levi, you could say Josh, you could say Hendon Hooker. I think there's a chance you can throw Hendon Hooker in there.
You can go Broderick, probably say Broderick.
Broderick,
yeah. He has zero role. Like there is not a role for Broderick at all. So,
but I think if you would undo one, you'd have to be like, all right, who would he get outside of that?
Sure. Who was taken? I don't know.
Okay, Levi Klotz, Aziz Ojulari was drafted.
I'm sure there's guys later 50th. Than that, but I just know he was top of the second round around there.
Yeah, he was a high pick.
Dio Eddie Bingo.
Oh,
he was drafted after Levi O.
That's now we have context. Yeah.
Osa, I don't know how to pronounce his name, but out of Dallas, he has 13.5 career sacks.
Yeah, defensive tackle.
Zigbo.
Yeah, big fella. Yeah, that's a good question. Wow, Broderick's a great one.
We have a non-Lions mailbag. Jesse Adams. We'll answer this and then we'll move on here. He says, mailbag, Jeff, now with the Magic making the move they did with the Memphis, are they better than the Pistons right now? I think the Magic have a really good roster.
Yeah, they do.
You Franz, Paulo, and now Desmond Bane. Yeah. On paper, yeah. Yep.
Real quick, I'd pick Hendon Hooker, boys.
Who was drafted after?
Byron Young, Yaya Diaby, Kobe Turner. I'm just thinking D line.
That's a good one.
I'm done. Hendon Hooker, because then right after Broderick Martin goes 96, and right before him, it's Kobe Turner, it's Yaya Diaby, and Byron Young. I would have just not drafted Hendon Hooker and just taken one of those guys with that pick.
That's fair. There was
tough,
a lot of guys drafted after him. I didn't even know that. All those guys.
They were drafted right before. Oh yeah, after Hendon Hooker. Yeah, right before Broderick. Like right in the middle of those two. It was pick 96 and pick 68, right in the middle of that.
Hey, if I were to ask you guys, besides the rookies, the Lions rookies, give me a player you're most excited to see this year.
Anyone?
Anyone besides the rookies. We're done. No rookies.
Okay.
Give me a player you're excited for. It doesn't have no right or wrong answer. Just
yeah, I mean, mine came up when we did, because I think we were gonna do this last week. Mine came up right away. I think Terrion Arnold is the one. I'm excited to see, because I do think the defense, we already know what a lot of these guys are on the defense. Hutch, Jack, Anzo. We know what DJ Reed is. We know what the safeties are. We know what I almost said Broderick because we were talking about him. Aleem, like we know what all these guys are. The one that we don't know, it's like we don't know what Terrion, like we know what his ceiling can be, but I'm excited to like see if he gets that ceiling. Like that year 1 to year 2 jump. We just keep talking about it and we keep talking about it. And it's Jeff, you say it all the time. I want to see it. I want to see, and that's what makes it, I think, so exciting, is just that with Terrion, it's just like I want to be able to see this man make that jump. I hope he does this year. But I think, like you said, to win a Super Bowl, you have a top 5 defense. I think to have a top 5 defense, Terrion takes that jump, like to a CB1 in the NFL. And I said I think he could be a Pro Bowler, and he could turn into that lockdown corner in the NFL. But he has to. You got to see it, and that's kind of when my thought process with it is, give me Terrion. I want to see Terrion.
I'll stay consistent with mine, fellas. Sam Laporta. I cannot wait to see a healthy Sam Laporta this season, because not only are you going to get a healthy Sam Laporta, but you're going to get the best version of Sam Laporta that we have ever seen if you're taking out last season when you look at the health concerns, because you look at All-Pro as a rookie and just he shocked pretty much everyone, even like myself. I thought he was going to be really good. I did not think he was going to be an All-Pro as a rookie. Then he has sky-high expectations going into year 2, and he underwhelmed with 700 yards. 7, 8, 9 touchdowns, high number of touchdowns. You factor in, I think, this year, the fact that the offensive line is going to get a little bit worse. That naturally is going to give Sam Laporta more targets. He's healthier. He's going to be better. I think that there is a very, 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 and I'll say it again, very likely chance that Sam Laporta is the best tight end in the NFL next year. I think it's going to be Laporta, Brock Bowers, and then you can look at Kittle. But I think at some point, Kittle could be up there too. I think Kelsey's starting to slow down. But with Browers, Trey McBride, and Sam Laporta, I think that's going to be the next wave of tight ends. And with all the factors that are going on in Detroit, I think the fact that they're going to have to probably lean on the play action game a little bit more, that's going to help Sam Laporta. And we've gone back and forth on it. I do think that Sam Laporta will be the second leading receiver on this team. And I think he's going to get a lot of touchdowns as well. But I think even in the blocking game, like seeing a healthy Sam Laporta run block is so much fun to watch when you have running backs like Jahmyr Gibbs and David Montgomery behind him. I think he's going to be a huge part in the passing game and in the running game. So give me Sammy Laporta. Get a second All-Pro this year.
Yeah, I mean, I'll probably go with Jack Campbell. I'm excited to see Jack's develop. Like, I want to see Jack turn into what we think he'll turn into, which is like enter that next tier for linebackers. I'm excited. I'm fired up about it. I think he especially with the Ansel stuff going on, I'm even more excited to see Jack. I want to see him really look like that Mike linebacker, like, oh yeah, we're good post Anzo, nothing to worry about. This guy's going to have complete control of the defense. He's going to get takeaways. He's going to get his tackles are always going to be there, but I'm excited to see him fill the stat sheet up. I think when you talk about having a top defense, like you obviously want a dominant linebacker, and I think Jack can do that this year. So, it's Anzo, you hope will be here, and it'd be nice to have them both. But regardless, I'm fired up to see Jack Campbell, man. I think if he's playing at the high of a level as Boone thinks he will play at, which is like borderline all-pro type of level, then you got a pretty good linebacker. So I'm fired up about it. And I'm not just saying that to set him up for failure or anything. I'm actually fired up about it.
Don't set my man up for failure now.
Yeah, I'm not trying to hold him to like unrealistic expectations. I mean,
I think it's realistic. I think there's a chance that Jack takes a jump to be top 5. I do.
Yeah, I'm excited.
He's got everything to do it.
I see. By the way, J Rod, he says, yeah, Crunch Time, when are we having a meet and greet for a 2-man golf scramble? Klotz, to be fair, everyone else, you were on J Rod's team.
That's fair.
You know what? Maybe since it is the off season, maybe we will plan something. We want to do charity events, charity golf outings. That's probably aimed for next summer, but a meet and greet wouldn't be a bad idea either. That'd be cool. So you never know. It's June. We still have July and August for summer, so it's the off season.
Come on.
Maybe we'll do a little meet and greet action. Who knows? Why not? Depends on where everyone really. We'd have to find out where we would go, where everyone lives. What's like a good central spot? We got a lot of people out of state, people across Michigan. We'll figure it out.
Find a good middle ground.
Yeah, no, we'll figure it out.
Probably, cool. To be honest, just because we cover Detroit sports, probably like somewhere around Detroit.
Yeah, no, I'm in. We can do something like that. Maybe I can break 100 in front of the people.
I don't know about that now. Come on.
Or get another
90.
video of me missing a putt. Yeah.
90. Yeah, imagine that. Like you almost get to a break 100, and then you just have like 50 people surrounding you for that putt.
Yeah.
Still can't break it.
Like at Oakmont, miss a putt. Geez. All right. I do want to get to these before. Nobody. Member for 5 months. Appreciate it. He says, ever think about bringing the show to Grand Rapids? We were there.
We went last season.
Yeah, we were at Garage Bar.
Yeah,
great bar too. I like that place.
Great
a lot,
bar.
Actually.
Yeah,
good
very
food.
Good. Awesome bar, man. That guy. Shout out to the owner. He took care of the boys, man. Got the boys. All the food was comped.
Yeah, it was a great. And their food was really good too. Drinks, food. That was a great time.
Yeah,
I had a blast.
Grand Rapids. They're different.
It's a good city. It's a good city. It's just so far from Detroit, man. That's a trip if I've ever taken one.
I didn't know nobody, man. We'll try and get back out there. Why not? It's a good city. It's fun. We had a lot of fun.
There were some people who watched the show that pulled up too when we were there, which was cool.
It was sweet. Jesse, mailbag. When are you guys going to let people call into the show for this fall, especially Friday, maybe for college football, then NFL Sunday pregame shows? If I'm being 100% real, we can do call-ins kind of right now. But the only thing is the boys can't respond to the caller.
Yeah.
That's the only negative thing.
React. You'd have to leave a voicemail.
I'd say by football.
We can get a line hooked up.
By football, I'm sure we'll have a way. Well, I'm sure we'll have a way.
Because that is one of the parts I miss the most is talking to people. one of the things I look forward to. But we will have that in place. Don't worry about it. We're already working on it before the season. That is one of our big priorities. All right, let's get to this Pistons topic here. All right. Desmond Bane is now a part of the Magic. And Desmond Bane went for a lot. He went for a lot. He was traded to the Magic for let me get the details. An absolute haul. Let me see.
I have them off the top of my head if you want it.
Okay.
4 firsts, Cole Anthony, KCP, and a first round pick swap, essentially. Mm-hmm. So it was like a haul. That Desmond Bane, 4 first round picks, and Cole Anthony and KCP. Like that's something. And then the swap as well in there.
Yeah, there it is. KCP, Cole Anthony, 4 unprotected first and 1 first round pick swap. So that is
fucking nuts.
Yeah, and Desmond Bane's a really good player. We watched him put 40 on the Pistons in person. So
yeah.
He is he can hoop. And the Magic needed a guy like Desmond Bane. He's a good culture guy. I think the Magic got better, honestly, and I think it does put more pressure on the Pistons, if I'm being honest. Especially with this whole KD news coming out. Like KD's preferences are already out. Houston, San Antonio, among the two. The Knicks, I guess, could be a possibility. But I mean, the Suns are going to trade him to who offers him the best deal. But if you see Desmond Bane go for 4 unprotected first-round picks, what do you think Kevin Durant's going to go for?
That's setting the market, yeah.
It's a crazy
He's going to go for probably 5 or 6 first-rounders.
It'll be
more first-rounders than KD has years playing, just to give you an idea.
I mean, I would be comfortable. I don't know about you guys. Maybe not for KD. As a Pistons fan, if I'm a fan, I'm sitting there going, and I did see Coach Walk put in there that said, and I'll pull it up here real quick, that Perk thinks that the Pistons should mortgage their future for Giannis. I'm more so personally on the side of you mortgage everything to go win a championship, especially with the way the East is. You just proven you can get into the playoffs and compete. If you add another piece, you just saw the Magic. This is in my opinion, like the NBA, it's a game of chess. You just saw a team in the East go get their core. Adding Desmond Bane to Paolo and Franz Wagner, like, you have to make a move at some point. You just can't. My first thought when I saw this come on my phone was that you can't sit back and just watch this happen and run it back. You just can't let that happen. You have to add a major piece. And I know a lot of people don't want to hear that, and they're just like, oh, our picks. You're no longer at that point where you need your picks anymore. Like, you're at a point to where now you have a basketball team. You need to add to it, and you need to add to it today. There's no more sitting back and watching.
Yeah, I don't know because you're talking about this. Let's say you had to forego 6 or 7 first round picks for KD, which I would not want to do for KD, but more talking about Giannis. There will not be a single player in those 6 or 7 picks that will be as good as Giannis and Antetokounmpo. And by the time that they could reach that level, Cade Cunningham might not be in his prime. You might not have the same situation with Jaden Ivey. So I do agree. Like, if you're talking about a young, not even doesn't have to be young, but a superstar in their prime, if you're giving up first round picks, it's not like NBA first round picks are the same thing as NFL first round picks. Like, and again, you also have assets that you could trade away in an emergency situation and go acquire for another first round pick down the road. So when I look at that, I don't even think it's a question. Like, if there's a top 15 player you can get in the NBA by giving up 4 to 5 plus first round picks, I would have zero issue with it at all, especially if you get to keep Cade, Ivy, and a player like Duren or one of those other guys. But if you can keep Cade and Ivy, and you're giving most of the assets up through draft capital, I don't think there's an issue at all. You're going to win a championship probably soon.
So it's been reported that the Suns are looking for a comparable package to what they got when they traded for KD.
What was that?
It was they traded. It was a bunch of impactful players and draft picks. I think it was Mikal Bridges, Jay Crowder, Cam Johnson, 4 unprotected first rounders, and 1 first round pick swap.
I wouldn't do that. That's a lot of players.
So
I would do 1 player or 2 players.
So the equivalent would probably be like Ron Holland, Jaden Ivey, and like 4 firsts or something.
Yeah.
Like, it would be something crazy.
I do believe, I don't know where you guys, I do believe if you get KD, you can win it all next year. I really do. He's he averages 27 a game.
Yeah. They get better. They get it extremely better. It just really comes down to it would be one of those moves. It would be a all-in move, but it would be one of those moves where you say we have to win a championship in the next 2 years, or it's bad. You're in because you don't have any first round picks. So the next you can't make another trade.
Yeah,
and you traded away a guy in Jaden Ivey who had any chance of becoming a really good player. So if you win one, no one cares at all. No one.
I would just be so disappointed if you just if Trajan, and I think he's done a great job in the last 12 months. I would be just disappointed if he just sat on his hands and didn't do anything this offseason. And he just he got average players or re-sign. I would be disappointed, and I would have to say something about it. And I might be wrong down the line like I was with Tobias, but just looking at the way the East is turning out, and now you're in one of the driver's seats, there's like 3 or 4, that would be the most disappointing offseason that we've had.
Yeah, I said at the beginning of it that I wouldn't mind. I want them to add, obviously, but I wouldn't mind if they ran it back with some of their core players. But now with what the Magic are doing, like, you're starting to see other teams kind of put pressure on you. The Pacers are going to be here. Like, yeah. I understand why people want to move. And I honestly kind of align with you, Boone. I don't think it'll be KD. I don't think it'll be Giannis. I just don't.
A move, big
but
move.
If they got to go get, got to go get somebody. They have to add. And I think Trajan understands that too. I just don't know if Trajan early on as a GM would make a move like Kevin Durant, because it is a lot of risk. But maybe we don't know Trajan. Maybe he will.
We haven't seen it yet.
They can't stay pat. They can't stay pat and do nothing and re-sign Dennis Schroeder, Malik Beasley, and just run it back. It's just not.
Yeah. So, the problem is you're no longer in a spot to just be what you were last year. You're now in a spot to where you have to be better and you have to compete for a championship. After that run that you went on and the season you had, it's like now it's championship. It's no longer like, hey, let's play the long game. No, it's, hey, each year going forward, you're now competing to win the East. And you've seen teams like, remember when the Hawks did it and the Hawks finally were in that position, and then their GM kind of just was like he didn't approach it the correct way. And then what happened to them? Fell apart. And when was the last time we saw the Hawks competing in the playoffs? You haven't, and you have Trae Young. So, like, to me, it's like Trajan has to play this right with Cade Cunningham. You cannot put him in a position to degress.
You got to get him a running mate.
Yes.
For the foreseeable future, or at least somebody that can be a big part of this team for the foreseeable future. Because what Cade needs right now is stability.
Yeah,
I don't want to be in a situation where you go all in and it fails, and then this dude's he's exactly where he was 2 years ago, which is basically on a team that stinks and they have no assets. Like, the Pistons just got control over their first round picks after all this bullshit with the Knicks and everything. Mm-hmm. So they can finally start moving picks. And it's like, there's a lot of pressure on Trajan for sure.
How would you feel, Jeff, if you run it back in the year they have a worse season? Like, I'm not saying worse, but there's a little regression, because you're like, then you're sitting there going, what are we doing? Like, why didn't we make a move in the offseason? That's where I think Trajan you can't in February be like, in hindsight, man, I should have made a move. No, like, make the move.
I've been saying this, man. My big one is Jaren Jackson Jr. I don't think they'll trade him. They've already came out and said they won't, but that would, to me, be the perfect move.
Yeah.
Perfect move.
I still think Laurie.
Like, I think what Jaren Jackson Jr. Now, he would cost a pretty penny, but we'll see what the Grizzlies want to do. But if you had Cade, Jaren Jackson Jr., you put Duren, you can have those two big lineups, and then you have all the speed. Obviously, you have spacing. I mean, you have to include Tobias in that deal with his contract. But I would be cool. He's still young. You could still have him on your team for the next decade. So, like, I would love Jaren Jackson Jr. I just don't think the Grizzlies trade for. I mean, I'm looking at options. I mean, Lauri Markkanen, there's not too much out there, honestly. And maybe there is a player we're not even talking about that's available, which could happen. But yeah, I'm not as worried about the NBA draft, man. I don't really care as much about the picks. I just don't want to. You still don't want to make it irresponsible trade and just get screwed.
Yeah. So, even if you maybe get 2 guys and you don't have to use 4 first, but you use 2 and 2. I don't know. But you,
Jaren Jackson Jr. would be a perfect fit, though.
Great fit.
Tonight.
Oh my gosh, you would have a chance to win a championship with Jaren Jackson Jr.
Yeah,
you would, in my opinion. And I think there's guys out there outside of Kevin Durant and Giannis to where if you add them, you're competing in the East now. But you can't just sit back and watch the Magic, who almost they didn't, I guess, come that close to beating the Celtics, but they were like competing with the Celtics in that series. Like there were some good games. You can't let them get into the East and then just pass you up just that fast. You have to do something to compete with them. You have to.
Yeah, they're a playoff team, and they just added Desmond Bane. So I don't care what happened against the Celtics; they were in the playoffs, and they just
without giving much up outside of the picks, but player-wise.
But KCP, Cole Anthony was a 6-man for him anyway. I mean, they didn't have to give up. They still kept their core
UNC
player.
legend.
Yep, I thought he was going to be.
So did I.
Really, really.
I
good.
thought he would be a lot like how Brunson is now.
Yeah, I agree. That's a good one. Yeah, that's a good one. But yeah, we'll see what the Grizzlies do. I think there's probably a part of them where they still feel like, okay, we got Cole Anthony, we got first-round picks, we still have Jaren Jackson Jr., Ja Morant. Maybe they feel like they can still win something, but I don't know. I think Jaren might be. Let me see, under contract too.
If I'm them, dude, if I'm that GM, just I'd clean in house. Let's restart this
yeah,
year.
I mean, and you look at his salary too, man. I mean, he's in the last year of his deal. Jaren Jackson Jr. He's making his cap hits $23 million for this upcoming season.
Yeah, and they're not going up anytime soon.
So I don't even know if he'll resign.
Why? Wait a sec. Why would the Grizzlies trade him if they're not clearing house or trade Desmond Bane?
Why would they trade him if they're not?
Yeah, because obviously if they're keeping Ja and they're keeping Jaren Jackson, obviously they feel like they could still compete. That was your second best player, essentially. Third best player. That was he averaged 20 a game.
Yeah, well, it's like I don't think they can keep everyone because Jaren Jackson. I think how they look at it is Jaren needs to be paid, so they're going to have to give him a lot of money. That makes me think even more they want to keep him because he's in the last year of his deal, Jaren Jackson Jr. So they probably want to throw a bag at him. And then they have Ja Morant. They're not letting him go despite all the dumb shit he does. So if you have two guys on max contracts, you probably can't have Desmond Bane too on a max contract.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Can I throw a wizard hat on real quick?
Go ahead.
They just got 4 first-round picks. Do they add Kevin Durant?
That's what Caleb was saying this morning. I could see it. Ja, KD, and I mean, who else? But player-wise, they'd have to give up assets. Who else do they really have of value?
I mean, they could Cole Anthony. There's guys that they could say, here you go. They have a couple young guys that are actually pretty good that no one really talks about. The Grizzlies Durant. Just have set up, and now you have Ja Morant, Kevin Durant, Ja Morant, Kevin Durant. Wow, what a Jaren Jackson.
Let me see, Coach. They did not sign Jaren Jackson. They did not. They did not. So he basically, I think he missed out on all NBA honors. So he costed him a lot of money. I think he was if he would have made an all NBA team, he would have been eligible for like $200 million more with this contract. I think he's eligible for a 4-year, $147 million. That's what it's saying here. So yeah, I don't think they've signed him to an extension yet. But he would have been if he would have made an all-NBA team, he would have been eligible for a 5-year, $345 million extension.
Jeez.
Which is crazy. And they were talking last offseason about an extension. So
he probably wanted to wait and try and get that and then didn't get it.
Yeah, that's probably what it was. So, yeah, I don't think the Grizzlies probably want to still compete. But yeah, I mean, who else is out there? Lauri Markkanen, Sabonis.
Yeah,
I don't know. It's like it's tough, man. I
just have to make the move, man. You have to pull the trigger and you have to get something done. You can't just sit back and watch.
It's just and with the apron stuff, more teams are going to be willing to trade players away, kind of like this Desmond Bane thing. They don't want to go through the apron stuff where they take away your picks. But they do need I think ideally a 4. People talk about Naz Reid, and I like Naz Reid.
I really like Naz Reid.
I think he makes them better. But I think that I think Naz should be like the emergence, break the glass type of move if you can't get any of these bigger names. Like Naz Reid, I think how much if they sign Naz Reid and they brought back like Malik Beasley, what do you think they're going to do this year? Like, I think they're better, but are they like? I don't know. I don't know if I'd be pounding the table saying like, yeah, we're winning the East with Naz Reid now. You know, like
I think the thing with Naz is he's such. Yeah, and Sean said the same thing with Naz Reid. He wanted Naz pretty bad, which again, I don't want to get into this thing last year like the Tobias, but to me, it's like you're looking for a forward man that can score and play defense, and like Naz, he does. When it comes like to the playoffs, in my opinion, you need a dude like a Laurie or a Jaren who can get you 20 any night and can help Cade out. Naz, in my opinion, is not doing that. Like Tobias, you could have that argument last year that Tobias would have, and he did. But like Naz averaged like 10 a game in the playoffs. He wasn't out there getting you 17, 18, 20. I think this Pistons team needs another player. Like, yes, you can get a Jaden Ivey, 17 to 18. You need someone else in there getting you that 17 to 20, in my opinion. Yeah. Naz isn't doing that for you, which is fine. Like I'm with you, Jeff. Break glass of emergency. Hey, we need someone. We couldn't trade for someone. We couldn't sign someone. Boom. Let's get Naz in here. That just makes us a little bit better. But it's not going to take me, in my opinion, it's not going to put you into a championship realm.
I agree.
No, it just keeps you in contender status.
Yeah, I mean he's a good player. I mean I do. I just think people, I don't know. It's just like the I guess the vibe I'm getting from some Pistons fans is they think that Naz Reid is like taking this team into like a whole nother stratosphere, and I just don't.
I feel like he'd be this team's Bobby Portis for the Bucks. How Bobby Trees was.
Yeah, like a better Bobby Portis. But
that Bucks team had 3 dudes with Drew, Giannis, and Chris Middleton, and then Bobby was just like that role guy. If you're bringing Naz Reid in tomorrow, people are going to expect him to be your Chris Middleton.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. See, at least like the Pacers.
Maybe that's a bad example, but
they got Siakam. Like Siakam's a number 2. Like he's Siakam's a really good player.
The argument people can have is Jaden's your 2, but I still think you should go get a 2. Jaren Jackson, Jeff. I love that. If that's your 2, dude, you can win it all.
Yeah.
You're sitting pretty.
I agree with that.
A healthy Lauri Markkanen, you can win it all.
Did you guys see Detroit Tigers All-Star voting?
They had a tough week this weekend, to be honest.
They did.
They got destroyed.
Yeah, they really did. But the All-Star voting looking pretty good. Dylan Dingler, he's 3rd. Spencer Torkelson 4th. Kleber Torres 1st. Zach McKinstry 4th. Riley Green 2nd. Javi Baez, your king, Klotz.
Come on.
Stop the count. Stop the count.
Yeah.
Come on.
Look, I mean, absolutely.
The boys, man. Glaber.
Yeah. Dingler. I love the Dingler love. Shout out.
Yeah, he deserves it. I think he'll be I think he's not going to start, but he'll get in.
Yeah. I think Caleb did Caleb give us his All-Stars when he joined? I think he might have said.
I think he did. Yeah, he did. He did, and Chris did as well, I think. Or no, Raj did.
Yeah, Crazy Clown said I think they were a little tired. They will reset after the day off and be okay.
I hope so.
Especially against the Reds too. What was it? I think it was on Sunday where it's like the Tigers were up by like 2 or 3, and then in the 8th inning the Reds just fucking opened up and the game was done for. It's 8-4. The Tigers were up 4-3 when I ate food. And I came back, the game was over. It was 8-4 and the Reds won. Yeah. I had no clue what the hell happened.
It was the bullpen, man, the pitching. It's just the offense is fine. It's just the bullpen just gave up everything. That pitching, man.
Yeah, I mean because we were live when they beat the Reds, and then that was the game. Riley Green, I think he had like 4 runs, and then you had Glaber Torres that same game that he looked. But then after that, 11-1 loss, 8-4 loss.
They'll be good. You're gonna lose series, man.
But they're gonna. Yeah, it's fine. They're 46-27 record, man. I mean,
got Pittsburgh tomorrow at home. Yeah, they'll be fine. Still the best
bullpen arms are dying
record of base. Dude, I'm telling you, like the bullpen, they need to go get it. They need to get a couple.
Yeah, got to make a move, man. I mean, we've talked about that a bunch.
Yeah.
Real quick, Unbroken asks, who you guys rather have on a 1-year contract and why? Is it Darius or Anzo?
Okay, I'll answer this. Anzo's already on a 1-year deal. Give me Zadarius on the 1-year deal. You have them both on a 1-year deal. You expect Anzo to show up and play. No, it's realistic. You expect Angel to show up and play. I'm signing Za'Darius 1
You
year.
know what I can't believe with the
Show up,
Boone?
Enzo.
You know
I
what?
love Enzo.
I'm surprised, Boone.
What?
You stated earlier, you said the Lions won the Super Bowl if Za'Darius Smith was on this team. But then when we talked about having Anzalone or Za'Darius, I was the bad guy for picking Za'Darius.
I'm just under the impression that my linebacker has a signed contract to play football in the next 17 games. I'm expecting him to show up. If that extension gets done, and you know what? If I'm Brad Holmes, I am signing Ando to an extension, and I'm making him 10 million, 11, whatever he wants to come back for the next 2 or 3 years. I'm getting it done. But to me, if you add Za'Darius Smith, I think this D-line's already decent. People disagree with me on that. I'll stand on it until I die. But if you add Za'Darius to this D-line, I think it makes it a top 5 D-line. And what do we talk about winning a Super Bowl? You need a great D-line. So that would be it for me. It would be a Za'Darius signing.
I'd probably go Za'Darius on this one.
Yeah,
And I want people to know I love Anzo. I'm a big Anzo fan. Under contract though, man. I know I give him an extension, but dude, if there's not an extension, man, you got to show up and play, in my opinion.
Yeah, but I mean, Coach, he said, "Do you really think Za'Darius will sign?" And he still got hope.
Yes.
Mm.
I'll make a pizza bet with Coach Walk if you want.
Yeah, it's just like as the days go on, I still am hanging in there. I'm hanging in there. I will say.
Let me know, Coach Walk.
I'm hanging in there. We talked about this on Friday too, man. I'm hanging in there, but shit, some days I start losing a little bit of confidence.
I mean, that's with everything though in this world, right? Like as it gets closer, you're like,
yeah.
I don't know, man.
We keep saying it, and then it's like, Klotzy. And then as it goes on, I'm just gonna keep battling Klotzy. But eventually, we'll see. We'll see how far I can make it. I don't know.
I think
The worst thing I think you can wake up to is like one of these days. It's a possibility. You'll just see Za'Darius is signed a 1-year deal with like the Denver Broncos or something. It's like a random ass team.
I haven't even crossed my mind of getting an alert on my phone that Za'Darius signed with another team. That was the first time, and that kind of does hurt a little bit.
It's like you'll see
how he picks him up. Could you imagine the Eagles get him?
I don't think he would do that. I think he's a guy that has a little bit. No, I don't think Za'Darius would. I think Za'Darius would be like, no.
What do you think? What does he owe you or owe the Lions?
He loves the Detroit Lions, man. He has a Super Bowl ring.
But let's say him and Philly or the Lions offer him a deal, same deal, and maybe it's like a little less for the Lions, and he's like, "Fuck it."
He's going to Detroit.
Wow. Unbroken. Are you fellas going to training camp this year? Yes, we are.
Yes, we will be.
We will be at training camp. I'm actually fired up about it. I can't wait, man. We had a lot of fun last year. That's when I started seeing Giovanni Manu in person. That's when it started. I saw that man with pads on.
All time training camp moment. Jeff all offseason hyping up. Wow, who was it? Stephen Gilmore. And first practice, Jeff and I walk out there and see Stephen Gilmore on the practice. He looks at me and goes, "No more." I think you saw his size or something. He just looks. He was so undersized, man. And compared to some of the other dudes that were out there in his position, you were like, "Yeah, this is tough." Yeah. Now you see the difference between him and his brother. I'm sure his brother's a little.
Stefan's bigger than him. He's a skinny guy, man. I mean, you see him out there, he's super skinny. I had faith in him. That was the Donovan Peoples-Jones thing too, and Donovan Peoples-Jones was working with the 2s and 3s all training camp.
Yeah, you like skinny corners, kind of. I'm starting it.
Oh,
Daniel Forbes.
Yeah, there's a trend there.
I wanted the Lions to have, obviously, you know, that was the same draft. I think I mean, I wanted Aiden. I didn't think it was a possibility. I was flirting with Sauce Gardner though. I like
that. He's just he's kind of skinnier too.
But he is skinny, but that's the exception. Usually they don't work. I'm learning that it usually does not work out for the better.
Yeah.
He's usually the exception.
Trying to think. Pat Surtain's skinny too.
Yeah.
Denzel Ward skinny. There's not too many big corners because if you are, you're probably going to get moved to safety. or nickel.
Yeah, no, there. Yeah, there's like I should say skinny and then like thin, like really thin, like scary
like,
thin.
Don't know what to do with thick.
Yeah, I think too with like Sauce. Sauce is like 6'2", 6'3" as well.
Yeah, he lengthy.
I know
he's
didn't
big.
say that. I know you didn't just say that. I mean, did
handle.
anyone else not catch what this man just spewed out of his mouth? I mean, what are we doing?
I didn't hear what he said.
Emmanuel Forbes, I think. You ever people ever tell you like if you can wrap your, if you can say this like touch your fingers, then you're like in shape or something. Remember as a kid, you ever heard about that?
No.
Like,
If you do what?
If you can like touch your can you do it? Can you guys do it?
Yeah.
It's stupid. It's not even true. But I feel like that's how it is with like Emmanuel Forbes' legs. Like the dude's legs.
Oh.
Yeah. His calves.
Dude. You could probably just. Yeah, I failed on that one miserably. I did. But hey, it happens. It happens. Coach Walk, you're a sicko. You're an absolute sicko. This comment, I love how MLB fans say to fans, or I love how the MLB says to fans, nah, you're good for money, but too stupid to vote for all-star pitchers.
Yeah, I was wondering why you can't vote for pitchers. That was weird to me.
Yeah.
I tried to. I was looking everywhere for it.
That's dumb. You're good for money, but too stupid to vote for all-star pitchers. Yeah, that's ridiculous. Unbroken says, I'm looking forward to seeing Tesla, aka White Randy Moss.
That's a good one to see
back in the NFC North.
Forget you got Moss phrase. Now it's going to be you got Tesla'd.
You got Lod.
You got Tesla'd. Yeah, I like Vanillatron. I do. I like Vanilla. I don't know who said that or came up with that, but that's a good one. Vanillatron.
I haven't heard that one yet. I don't like the fact that Isaac Tesla wasn't practicing at minicamp.
Yeah, we didn't really get to see
rookie or regular minicamp. I don't like that. That makes me nervous. 3rd round pick, just. I guess he was at rookie camp. He was at rookie camp. That's on me. But I wanted to see him with Jared Goff.
Yeah, the training camp's going to be cool. The first time we really get to see him out there, they'll have pads on. They're going to be like hitting. So it'll be some days. But I can't wait for that. Like, I mean, even Tate Ratledge out there with pads.
Oh my gosh.
Can't wait for
Tate. Yeah, Ahmed Hassanin and pads.
Like, yeah. We got to get Corey back on.
We should. Yeah, we should. Maybe tomorrow.
Yeah, we got to reach out to Corey, chop it up with him. Because he's gonna be the darling for sure, Ahmed. Especially with this, it's depending on what happens with Zadarius too. If Zadarius does not sign Ahmed, we're gonna be watching closely in camp. I'm gonna be so fired up to watch him because now it's like, all right, if shit goes wrong, Ahmed, we're gonna need you.
All rookie first team.
Yeah, defensive rookie of the year. Fuck it. Why not?
Do we have a pizza bet on him? We do. There's a contingency though, but there's a contingency. We did shake on it.
I'm a good teammate. I'll shake on it. I'll give you the 4. You can have it.
Thank you very much.
Jesse says, mailbag, Jeff, you forgive me for that Buckley pick. I said Buckley was going to kill Usman. I guess those Usman knees aren't bad. This is why you got to love the sport. Anything can happen. I know. That's why UFC is just. I love it. I love it and hate it. I hate betting on it. It sucks. Doesn't matter. We got robbed in that Miranda Maverick fight too.
Oh, the Rose girl did not win that fight.
That's ridiculous.
I know at the end she dominated.
She won round 3, but
yeah, but even at the end, it was close round 3. She didn't win, and it was a unanimous decision. It was like, where's the money? Someone's getting paid here.
Yeah, and Buckley got destroyed, like absolutely.
Yeah,
it wasn't even like a fun fight. It was boring. It was a boring fight. Usman just wrestled him and destroyed him. And he was like plus 200, Kamaru Usman. That's why the UFC, man, like these odds come out. Don't even fucking trust any of the odds. None of it makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
there's another good fight this weekend too. I mean, every weekend in this summer there's a good fight.
Yeah, we watched that fight with Easy, and we had a 3-leg parlay, and Usman and Miranda. It was bad. Should have known, man.
Yeah, this weekend's Jamal Hill.
Okay.
Yeah, that's going to be
Curtis Blades.
That's it. Yeah, that's another Curtis Blades. Yeah, he's fighting again. That's going to be a good one.
Yeah, there's some good fights this weekend.
Yeah, he's fighting Roundtree. Yeah.
And then the weekend after, UFC 317. I mean, this thing just keeps rolling on, boys. UFC does. We're just busy as Saturday nights watching UFC.
Telling you,
wow.
Man, UFC, they aren't going nowhere. I love it. I mean, if you're not into it, you're not into it. But if you're at the bar hanging out with some of your buddies, tune in. It's one of the best sports to have on TV.
Yeah, I'm starting to get way more into it now. It's fun. I enjoy it.
Sport to have on, dude.
Saturday night, especially. I'll be honest. I don't know about how you guys feel about this. I had this thought the other night. When the NBA Finals is over and NHL playoffs is done and the final is done, this is the worst time of the year. The worst time.
Yeah, just the absolute drought. After the finals, it's miserable. Because MLB playoffs isn't till October.
Yeah, it's MLB regular season, but like I like it. But like in football, it's the fact that you have like NFL, college, NBA, hockey, college basketball. Like as soon as September comes around, you get them all. Right now, it's just the one sport, and it's tough, man. It's brutal.
At least it's MLB, not NHL.
It was yesterday. Yesterday there was no hockey or basketball, and I was driving home. I'm like, man, there's nothing to watch today. Like, there's no sports.
Yeah, it's doing now that we've been doing this for a decent amount of time. You're kind of learning how to navigate it, but it doesn't get better. It just especially when the Pistons are bad, it stinks. But at least you get to kind of prepare for the NBA draft.
Oh, I forgot that's coming up. Yeah, okay.
You don't even get. We're not even like. There's no point. Like
they have a second round pick.
Yeah, like no, like no one's gonna be out prepping for a second rounder. I mean,
we could cover the draft, but it's just, what are we gonna do?
Basically just be a watch party, like and just an NBA watch party. We just watch the draft. There's really nothing, but that's the only negative part. Now I'll take winning every day, but content wise, yeah, it is tough.
There's golf.
Even if teams are bad, people still like it. It's still content. You know what I mean?
Yeah. There is golf, though.
Yeah, that is true. I've been trying to get in more into watching golf. I've enjoyed it. Betting on it's really tricky, but I do like watching golf.
Say, hey, as a teammate, you've done a good job getting into watching golf. Sometimes you're more dialed in than me on some weekend tournaments. You'll text me.
I'll just turn it on while I'm working. It's nice. I like it.
It's a fun. It is a fun sport to watch.
Shop says, "Do we know what day the Lions give away the training camp tickets?"
Nothing. Yeah, I actually texted Doc about that the other day to see if he had anything, and it's weird because what I don't understand is the Lions have an earlier training camp this year because of the Pro Football Hall of Fame game. They haven't put their dates out yet for fans, and the Steelers and other teams have already put the dates out. So why, you know what I mean? I feel like they should be able to put them out. Like people have to be able to, if they want to go some days, take work off, do different things.
Yeah, you got to have it in advance.
They just haven't put anything out there though, and it's literally gonna be in a couple weeks, probably 3 or 4 weeks, 4 or 5 weeks.
It's coming up, man. And then August, boys, preseason. So things are happening. Things are happening. Real quick, Xavier, what's the fanciest meal you've ever had?
Oh, that's a good question.
That's a really good question.
Yeah, because I'm gonna be honest. I don't really eat anything fancy, man. I just don't. I'm pretty simple guy. I will say this though. One time I did go to this place, which I felt fancy. It's like you cook your own food.
Black Rock?
No, it kind of like that. It's called the Melting Pot in Troy.
Oh, I've heard of it. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a cool spot. I had like it was like fish, chicken, steak, and you get to cook your own stuff, and then you dip it in like this flavored kind of broth, kind of. I don't know.
So much profit at that fucking place. It's insane.
Yeah, but because they just you cook your own shit.
But you don't have to pay for cooks really. Like I'm sure they have chefs there.
Dude, the food, like the quality of the meats, it was I left. I was like, wow, I don't feel like trash. You know what I mean?
I mean, like a steakhouse is, I guess that's high end. I don't know. We've definitely been to a steakhouse.
Steakhouse is good. I honestly, I don't
Yeah.
really. I've never really been. We got to go to a steakhouse. I haven't really been to a.
We
good
should do that.
It's one thing I've never really experienced. If I'm being honest.
We
Good
need
steakhouse.
to and dude, I've been to, and it's not fancy, but one of my favorite places to go. I don't know if you guys have been to Frankenmuth before, but
Yeah.
the Zender's chicken place there. You go there and you order just the normal. You don't look at the menu or anything. You say the family deal or whatever it is, and they just bring out like basically like it's like an 8-course meal. They just sit down on your table and it's just like noodles, fried chicken, mashed potatoes. They just load the table up and it's just unlimited. So if you run out of something, they'll bring new of it out. And it's just, I think it is unlimited, but it's so good, man. And if you just each order one, they just keep bringing it out. And I mean, you don't really need extras because it's so filling. So good.
I saw that place. I didn't go there though.
Oh, we should go.
What you're talking about.
We should definitely go. We'll go this summer at some point. We'll go to Frankenmuth. Dude, you just sit down. It's a feast, man. It is so good. Frankenmuth is a great spot. It's a great place.
Man, I like Frankenmuth, small town.
Trying to think if there's any other places. Yeah, we need to hit up a steakhouse though this summer.
Yeah, I'm just like I'm a simple guy. I'm frugal. I don't like Ocho. Ocho eats McDonald's. I don't eat McDonald's, but I won't. Get me Doba, Subway.
Doba's good, man, and I like Chipotle too. I like them all.
I'm pretty.
I like
pretty simple.
Just normal food, dude.
I would love to see how we all act in a steakhouse. It'd be like that's good content. Go to some fancy steakhouse. We got Caleb in there.
What we should do is we should everyone obviously is gonna get some type of steak. I guess everyone knows how to order steak. I'm not that I don't have steak that much to where I'd be like, yeah, give me medium rare, blah blah blah. I want this, that, this cut. Like
that would be the funny part though.
I don't know any of it, dude. I don't know anything.
Hey, appreciate you all, man, especially during the off season. You guys are the best. I know content's content, but we're pushing through. We're fighting, man. We're excited. We will be back tomorrow, 8:00. Be there. Follow us on social media as well. It's all above, man. Check out our socials. Even if you're not watching the show live, check out our socials. TikTok, Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, and of course, YouTube. But we will catch you tomorrow. Peace.
Love you guys. Subway is not good.
Hey.